chat. Hello, good evening. Good evening. How we doing? How we doing? Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. How is everybody? How we doing? I feel No, I don't want the atomic taco. I saw you talking about that in via stream. Megu wants no part of that taco. Megu wants no part of that taco, Lilac. Thank you very much for the offer. It's super kind of you, but I'm gonna pass. I wouldn't want to take away your enjoyment of them, so I'm gonna leave them all for you. I'm gonna leave them all for you. Geary can have my share. Geary can have my share. I donate my taco to Geary. I donate my taco. No atomic tacos for Megu. My yappa is me. I don't know. I don't feel full of beans, but like, yeah. Hi. I'm like not 100% like full of beans or anything. I again at normal disclaimer for like current Megu stream vibes. Like I don't know how long this is gonna be. I don't know what the vibes are gonna be like or anything. Um, but yeah, I felt bad about not streaming earlier, and I was like sat here and I was like, I could do a little stream. And then I thought about like Mia's joke about like me turning my room into an aquarium in the evenings when I feel like all comfy and chill and stuff. And I'm like, well, I am already in an aquarium. Vibes. It's like, what if I bring chat to the aquarium? So here we are. Chat, do you like my aquarium vibes, chat? Do you like my aquarium vibes? I thought we could look at films together. I'm sorry if anyone here has thalassophobia or anything, but you know, if you do, it's kind of your fault for clicking on an aquarium stream. I wrote in the title that it was aquarium hours, so if you don't like aquariums and you still came here, I cannot be held responsible. I cannot be held responsible. Yeah, I wanted to make it a little immersive, Gui. I wanted to make it a little immersive. So I like dimmed my model down a bit because, like, like the kind of lighting they always have in aquariums, right? Like they always have like the dimmer colored lighting and stuff, don't they? So I wanted to like try and replicate it a bit with my model. I didn't want to make it too dark. Like I can make the effect darker, but like I wanted you guys to get the vibe, but without me being like completely in the shadows kind of thing. This felt like a happy medium. This felt like a happy medium. Like I can like go a bit heavier with it. Which one is it? No, not that one. Yeah, it's like I can like go like heavier with it because I suppose like this kind of brightness is probably technically a bit more accurate to like IRL aquariums. But I thought that was maybe a bit too dim. But I figured like this way, like where we've kind of got it is like it's a good happy medium. You know, you can still see plenty of Megu, but you can still see enough of like the transition effect sort of thing. I'm being pestered by cat. He demands cuddles. Well, you know what to do, Bobbington. You know what to do. One does not simply not cuddle the cat. Who wants cuddles? Scuba diver Miku. I've never been scuba diving. Scuba diving kind of scares me. I feel like it would be really cool and amazing, but I'd be too scared. I think it's like it's one of those things. It's like it feels fascinating and terrifying in equal measure. You know, like I don't know. I'd be so paranoid about like something going wrong with my breathing apparatus or something, or like like when you have to do the thing to like oh I forget what it's called. You have to do a thing with like the breathing apparatus. I forget what it's called. But like there's this like specific thing you have to do, and it's like something they specifically teach you beforehand because it's really important. And like I feel like I would like get it wrong or something. I don't know. It kind of scares me. Scuba diving kind of scares me. I don't think I'd ever go scuba diving. I wouldn't mind like snorkeling or something. Snorkeling would be fine, but like full on scuba, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I don't remember. No, I don't remember if it's depressurization. Like it's been a long time because okay, I'm gonna like out myself as a complete weeb for saying this, but the only reason I know this about scuba diving is because I don't remember what the name was, but I used to watch this anime that was about scuba diving like way back in the day. I can't remember what it was called. It was really good. I don't remember fuck all about it, but I remember really enjoying it at the time. But you know what I'm like, my memory's really bad. Like I can replay games and rewatch things a few years on, and it's almost like I'm reliving it the first time again, sort of thing. My memory's just bad. But yeah, I can't remember what it was called. But I remember watching this anime about scuba diving, and I remember them talking about it, and I was like, oh, you have to do that? That's weird. Like, I always thought it was just, like, I always thought scuba diving was just like, you slap on your wetsuit, you put the canister on your back, you put your goggles on, and then you just stick the breathy thing, you stick the mouthpiece in your mouth, and off you go. And there's actually more to it than that. There's actually a lot more to it than that. Like, they normally, like, yeah, like Lilac said, like they normally tell you how to like do it in like a pool. Like they teach you like in a pool before they even unleash you like on open waters or anything. And yeah, when I found out how involved scuba diving actually was, I was like, oh, oh, I don't know I like the sound of that anymore. Grand Blue? I don't know. Hang on, let me Google Grand Blue. I genuinely don't remember the name. Grand Blue anime. I like if like if I see the characters, I'll know it. No, I don't think it was that. No, that doesn't look familiar. Hang on, I'm gonna scuba diving anime. A Manchu. It was a Manchu. A Manchu's the one I seen. It's spelled like AMANCHU. I've seen that one. That's the one I watched. I haven't heard of the other one. Hadn't heard of Grand Blue, but yeah, it was a Manchu that I watched. Very good. It mega approved. Like I said, I don't really remember it anymore, but I did enjoy it at the time. I really did enjoy it at the time. And I think I think I'm pretty sure it's like by the same artist that does Aria. I don't know if anyone knows Aria. I think it might be that same artist. Is that the one that's the same artist? Or am I thinking of something else? I don't know. But yeah. Knowledge is too powerful, Corey. That's why I forget things like on a fairly like consistent rotation. Is because God knows I would be too powerful if I retained everything. That's totally why I forget things. It's totally because they know I'd be too powerful if I retained all my teachings. So they gotta debuff me. They gotta debuff me so I don't get too powerful. Octopus. Wait, that is an octopus, isn't it? It looks like an octopus. It is an octopus. Look at him. Look at all them leggies. This video is just making me want to play Endless Oceans. Wait, what's Endless Oceans? I don't know what that is. I don't know what Endless Oceans is. But you should play it. Why not? If it makes you want to play it, why not play it? I feel zoom. Ooh. Oh, hello, Phoebe. Hi. little Finch jump scare. But yeah, I'm doing the forbidden thing at the moment, chat. Uh, I'm I'm technically cheating on Hero. Hero's live. Hero's live, and I was like, I could do my own stream. Oh, but Hero's live. I was like, I kind of really do want to stream though. And here we are. No one tell him, okay? He can't know. He can't know unless I'm still streaming when he wants to end, and then he might find out. But no one tell him. No one tell him. He can't know. No fun doing. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously, like my energy levels and my mental have not been the best today anyway. And like I did have Hero, like I've had Hero on like on my computer. Like I did have his stream up. I had him on one screen and Mia on the other screen. I had Mia's stream muted because obviously I can hear Mia IRL as well. So I had Mia's stream muted and I was listening to Hero's stream. But at the time, TK was like talking quite a lot as well. I don't know if they were playing together or just talking to each other. I don't know which. But TK was talking quite a lot, and I got a bit overwhelmed, just like with what I could already hear from Mia, and then hearing Hero and TK. It was just you know the little cat emoji, like the voices. That was me. That was me trying to watch Hero stream earlier. So I was mute lurking anyway, which made me feel a little bit less guilty about doing my own stream because I was like, well, I'm mute lurking anyway. You know, I'm not typing in chat or anything, so he's technically not gonna miss me. He's technically not gonna miss me. Like, he doesn't even know if I'm there or not. So yeah, here I am. Whoa, that's a lot of Finch. Oh, look at the size of that. That's a big school of fish. Sheesh. Yeah, literally, literally that emote, Toru. Literally that. That was me early. It was just too many voices for low energy Megu. Like you know me, like I've said it in hero streams like a fuck ton of times. Like normally I love a bit of background TK. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on TK for talking in the stream. Like normally I love it. Normally I love the interaction between Hero and TK. But it's just with my energy level and like mood today, and then with the fact that like Mia is streaming as well, and like he's being quite loud today because he's like really excited about what he's doing. He's like nerding out so hard on Sonic, bless him. So he's like naturally a bit louder because like you know what it's like when you get excited and you're excited and energetic about something, you naturally get a bit louder, don't you? So like Mia's quite loud anyway. So yeah, it was just like the combination of factors, you know. I was just like, ooh, oh, my brain don't like it. I haven't tried that Kit Kat yet, Toru. I haven't tried it yet. I did buy a couple. I ended up putting one back. I brought two, but they were £1 each. I was like, a fucking £1 for a single Kit Kat. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put the other ones back. I only got two because I thought I was only gonna get one in case I didn't like it. But then I'm like, what if I only get one and I do like it and I want another one? So I was like, okay, I'll get two. That doesn't seem too excessive. But like, I I know this is gonna sound really weird. I know this is gonna sound like stupid that I even made such a big fuss about finding it in the first place. I know this is gonna sound stupid, but hear me out. Like, cause like I don't really have a big sweet tooth. You know, I'm not a very chocolatey person. I don't really eat chocolate very often anymore. Like, if I want something sweet, I'm more likely to like get something. I'm really into Chewits at the moment, specifically fruit salad. Fruit salad Chewits are the current autism sweet snacky. But like even if I'm not into fruit salads, you know, my sweet treat of choice, it will normally be something like Chewits or Fruitella or like Haribo gummies, stuff like that, you know. Like I'm not big on chocky anymore. I don't know when my taste changed because I used to be a right little fiend for chocolate. But at some point, my tastes changed a bit, and I don't know. Like, I like chocolate, but like chocolate's kind of in the same camp for me now as ice cream. Like, I kind of have to fancy it. So I was really excited about the Kit Kat because like I love hazelnut chocky. So I really wanted it to try it, but also I don't want to eat it just for the sake of eating it. You know, like I don't want to just eat it for the sake of taste testing. You know, I want to want it too. And I don't want it yet. I don't have a sweet tooth yet. I don't want it yet. So it's just gonna live in the snack wagon until I feel like trying it. Hopefully Mia doesn't eat it first. And so, oh my god, so many times Mia's like eaten my snacks because like I didn't eat them. And it's like, and then it's always the way. Like I used to buy like a multi-pack of Kit Kats, like just normal chocolate Kit Kats. And like I would keep them in house as like emergency chocolate supplies, you know, like if I really fancied chocolate, they were there for me, you know. And Mia kept eating my emergency Kit Kats, and his excuse was always like, well, they've been there ages and you haven't been eating them. And I'm like, yeah, but they're there for emergencies. And I'm not even joking. Like every time I would be sat here and I'd be like on a period or whatever, I'd be like, oh, do you know what? I actually really fancy some chocolate. I'd go to my fucking snack wagon, and would there be any Kit Kats there? No. So he better not eat my hazelnut cream Kit Kat chunkies. I will fucking riot. He better not eat those. I'll be so fucking mad. So my Maltesers, oh no, Maltesers are not safe. I will scoff Maltesers because like I really like the center, like the malty center of Maltesers is really nice, and it's like it's more maltiness than chocolate, right? So like Maltesers is one of those things. Like if you offer me Maltesers, I will scoff them. You know, I can quite quickly. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it, but I can quite efficiently demolish a packet of Maltesers. Like even like you know like the big like resealable like share size. Sharing, am I right? I can eat one of them. Oh god. I can eat one of them in one sitting, you know. It's not a brag. I know it's nothing to be proud of, but I can. You know, like I know it's nothing to be proud of, but I can. My our next door neighbor gave us a tin of celebrations the other week. What was that this week? I don't remember. Time is time sure is something, am I right, chat? Time sure do be a thing. I'm definitely aware of it. But yeah, my neighbor like fairly recently got us a tin of celebrations. Obviously because like Christmas is coming up, but also because like we often like if he needs to pop out or anything, he leaves a note on the door to like tell the postman, you know, like, oh, if no answer, like give my parcel to next door sort of thing. So we often take him parcels for him and stuff, bless him, and he's always really grateful. And I've like told him a million times he doesn't have to like buy us anything or do us for it, like do anything for it, but he always does, bless him. A few times a year he'll just like knock the door one day and he'll have like a big selection box of like biscuits or something, or like a tub of celebrations and stuff like that. Like he just gives us stuff periodically. He's like, you're always so nice to us and you always take my parcels in, thank you. And I always tell him he doesn't have to, but he always does. But yeah, he gave me this tin of celebrations, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't open it up that evening, but I think it was a day or two after he gave them to me. I was like, you know, I feel a little bit chocky-fied. I'll have a couple celebrations. So I took off the tape and I popped the lid, and I was like, ooh, Maltesers. And I went through and I picked out all the Maltesers. Why is there like only like 5 fucking Maltesers in celebrations, by the way? Like it's the best fucking one in the box. And like there's like never any in there. What gives? But yeah, I went through and I was like, oh, Maltesers. Oh, Maltesers. Wait, are there more Maltesers? I just like rummaged through the entire tin. and like took all the Maltesers. And I ate all the Maltesers. I've eaten all of the Maltesers and 2 Twixes, and that's it. I haven't touched the celebrations since. I had all the Maltesers, 2 Twixes, and then nothing else since. Decisive Plays, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Moo Crew. Welcome, welcome. You love Bounty? Oh, icky. Icky. Does anyone, oh my god, I know this is like a bit of a throwback, but does anyone remember when like Celebrations first came out and they had the Galaxy Truffles in them? Ah,
Twink time.
I missed them so bad. I miss. Does anyone remember Galaxy Truffles? Instead, like, why did they get rid of those? Tell me. Someone tell me why they got rid of those. I preferred the Galaxy Truffles, even over the Maltesers. Like, the Galaxy Truffle was my favorite thing. Like, why did they stop doing those? They were so good. Now they're just like shit. They're just shit now. Like, what do they have? I forget what they have in them. Now, so it's got Snickers, Twix, Mars, Maltesers, Galaxy Caramel, regular Galaxy, Bounty, and Milky Ways. So, like, the only ones of those I really eat is the Maltesers, the Twix, the Milky Way, and the non-caramel Galaxy. They're the only ones I'll eat. But even then, like, I'm not really chocky-fied. Mia went through the tub and like already took out all the chocolates I don't eat. But like, you can hear I've still got like, there's still enough chocolates in here to like cover the bottom of the tub, you know. It's mostly Milky Ways. I've eaten like, hang on, there's, oh, I tell a lie, I've had a Galaxy as well. There's 2 Twix wrappers and a Galaxy wrapper in here, and there's 1, 2, there's 3 more Twixes. So that makes what? 5 Twixes in total. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Milky Ways. So there was like 5 Maltesers, 5 Twixes. Like, literally 2 Galaxies. And then 12 fucking Milky Ways. I don't know what the ratio of the others was like, because like I said, Mia's already taken and demolished those. So I don't know what the ratio of the others was. Like, I like a Milky Way, don't get me wrong, but like 12 versus 5 is not a great ratio. Coconut is disgusting. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not a coconut girly. I am not a coconut girly. I hate coconut anything. Bounty's icky. They also don't agree with me. Oh no, double stinky. Also, thank you for the stretch and hydrate. Let me have a sippy. Actually, also, let me I'm gonna turn off my hydrate redeem. Because it's late and I don't want to be piercing. But I have had a sip for this one, okay? I did have a sip for this one. I promise. Why is my fish video stopped? Wait, why is it? Hello? It's still playing on my screen. Wait, why is it paused for stream? It's still playing on the actual screen. Hello? Oh, there we go. Welcome back, aquarium. Welcome back. It did broke. The little brokey broke, but it's okay. It's back. It's back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, and stretch. Let me stretch. Oh, big stretch. Stretch with me, chat. No more shrimping. Oh, on the subject of stretching, I know I was talking about this in Discord a few nights ago, like 2 or 3 nights ago, I think. I talked about it, the new desk, and like, I didn't buy it straight away, even though a few of you said like, you know, go for it, buy the desk, Megu. Like, I don't I don't like making big purchases, you know. Big purchases are scary, so I didn't do it straight away. I didn't want to like impulse buy it, you know. So I left it a couple days. That turtle is so cute. Did you see that? He looked like he was like trying to pick up the coral or whatever it is of his fins. That was so cute. Um, but yeah, I didn't buy the desk straight away. I wanted to like let the thought settle for a couple days, you know, and see if I still felt like justifying it. But I did order the new desk today. I did order the desk today, so I don't know when it's gonna get here because like obviously the time of year and like you know a lot of businesses close down over Christmas and stuff. And it wasn't like Amazon Prime delivery or anything, so I don't know when it's gonna turn up. But I have ordered the new desk, so I'll have a electric desk, so I'll be able to stand at my desk. And like I'm not proud to admit this, but the main thing that like pushed me over the edge in buying it is like I've noticed a few times recently. I noticed when I was out with mum the other day, and I had to walk to mum's the other day, didn't I? Because like the MOT on my car was out. So I had to walk to mum's, and then she wanted to go like to um the shops as well. So I did a lot of walking and standing that day and stuff, and my back and my knees were like fucked later on that night. I could like barely move in the evening, you know, like my poor old bones. I've never felt so fucking elderly. I've never felt so fucking elderly. And then like again yesterday when my car was in for MOT, I had to like when I dropped the car off. Obviously, I drove my car to the garage, but then I walked from the garage home, which like isn't even a long walk away. Like I know this is like out at me as a very unfit person. I'm aware. You don't have to tell me, but like even though it's only like a like maybe like I don't know. I don't think I think it's longer. I think it's about a 10-minute walk. I think it's about a 10-minute walk, and then obviously like when I picked my car up, I had to go for a 10-minute walk as well to go pick it up. And then I also ended up walking 2 blocks to find my car because he told me what road it was parked on. Because it's only like the garage only has like a really small forecourt. So what they often do is like park it up on a neighboring road. And I thought I knew what road he said where he parked it. So I trotted, you know, I took my keys. I was like, thank you very much, sir. Have a good Christmas. And I went on my merry way and I'm like walking. I'm like, wait, where's my car? Where's my car? But me being the socially inept idiot that I am, didn't want to go back in the garage and be like, I'm really sorry, mate. What road did you say? So I was like, okay, if it's not that road, it's got to be this road, right? So like, I carried on walking to the next road over, and I walk up that road, and I'm like, I still don't see my car. And like, long story short, I ended up wandering around for about 15 minutes before I even found my car. And then again, like yesterday evening, like it wasn't as bad as when I was out with my mum earlier in the week. But again, yesterday evening, like my fucking back and my legs like seized up really bad. And I'm like, that's no good, man. that's no good. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's what kind of pushed me over the edge in like, yes, no, I really do want this. Because I think like don't get me wrong, like I don't think I'll stand at my desk all day every day, especially not like in the early days of having it. Um but I definitely don't think it would hurt me to like stand more, you know? And like if I'm like standing at my desk, you know, I can like move about a bit more as well, you know, because like when you're sat in your chair, you just kind of sit there, right? Like you don't do a huge lot, you know, you might like move your upper body a bit, but like you don't really move that much, do you? Whereas like if I'm stood up, like I can move my whole body, you know, I can do like little jigs and stuff. I can do like little like leg movements and move about more, you know. I think it'll be better for me. I don't expect to be able to do it for very long to begin with, but I think it will be I mean, the only real way to know if it will be beneficial is to try it, right? At the end of the day, like, that's the only surefire way to know if it will be beneficial. Is to get one. But I got one on Amazon, and it's on sale at the moment, so it's only like 140 quid, which I know is still kind of a lot of money, but like they've come down in price a lot, because I remember when they first came out, like even the cheaper models, you know, you were still looking like 300-400 quid minimum sort of thing, you know. Whereas there's a lot of like newer options that are like cheaper, like they've come down a bit. So yeah, and when I had my eye on, went on sale, and I was like, perhaps I should get this. But then, as I say, I kind of waffled on the decision for a bit. And then I saw another one, which would have been fine. And it was like 30 or 40 quid cheaper. But it didn't look as nice visually. And like the one that I did end up buying, it's got like plug sockets and USB ports like built into the desk, like on the back, which is quite handy. And it's got this nice little drawer unit on the front as well. Whereas the cheaper one was literally just a tabletop on electric legs, you know? But it was like 40 quid cheaper. And I was like, do I spend 40 quid more for the desk that looks nicer and has like those little bonuses with like the plugs and the drawer? Like, is that worth 40 quid? Which is what I posted on Discord about the other day, and a few of you, Toru and Umo definitely said yes. I can't remember if anyone else chimed in, but I definitely remember Toru and Umo were both like, Megu, spend 40 quid more for the desk, what the fuck? So I did end up going for the slightly more expensive one. And I think for the amount of time you typically have a desk, like I'm not the kind of person, I don't change up my furniture all the time, you know? Like I'm the kind of person, once I've got something, I'll typically use it until it's unusable, you know? So, like, if I think realistically, you know, for the fact that I'm going to have this desk ideally a few years at least, you know, if you spread 40 quid over a couple years, it's not that much money in the long run, is it, sort of thing? So, I did let the boys sway me. I was like, yeah, they're right, Megu. They're right. Get the nicer desk. I'm quite looking forward to it as well, because like the desk I've got at the moment that I use, it's made out of like reclaimed wood, and like I I grew up quite poor, so like, I've never had like real wood furniture or anything before. Really, like everything I've always had has been like hand me downs, or like, you know, like cheap like MDF or particle board and stuff like that. You know, like, I've never had nice wood any like before, sort of thing, you know. So I will admit, okay, I will admit, hands up, like I didn't do anything to treat this wood, you know. I didn't like use any like oil or varnish or anything like that on it. I didn't do anything with it. I brought it, I set it up in the house, and I've used it. You know. But like over time, like the wood has like warped quite badly. Like if I run my hand over my desk, like you can feel like waves and ridges in it, you know? And like I have to have my mouse in a very specific point of my desk, because like if I have it further back on my desk to where it is, I have to have it quite close to the edge of the desk, because otherwise if I have it like more inward, which is more comfortable, but if I have it inward, like it dips down enough that like the laser can't, I'm guessing like the laser like doesn't make accurate enough contact or whatever. So like I'll be like trying to mouse around and it's like not registering and stuff because of like the dip in the desk. So like it's a bit wonky, and like I kind of needed a new desk anyway. And yeah, I wanted to spring for a standard one, because that's such a cute little fishy. I love Finch. Finch are cute, so cute. I would never have an aquarium, like personally. Like I would never have a home aquarium. Fish are way too much maintenance and upkeep for me. Um, I would not be a good fish parent. But I love watching videos like this and like going to the aquarium and stuff. Aquariums are so nice. I love Finch. Oh, look at the little guy. He's so cute. Look at him. I love when fish are just like. He's so cute. Do you like my fish impression, chat? Blub, 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 blub. Nice desk, yippee! Yeah, I will. Mia doesn't know yet. Mia doesn't know, but I will be roping him into helping me assemble it. Mia is gonna have to help me disassemble the one I've already got, and B assemble the new one. I've also another thing I'm really excited about as well. I've actually got a bit bigger desk. I've gone for one that's 140 centimeters in length, whereas my current run is 120, which I know isn't a huge difference, but it's still exciting to have a bigger desk. It still feels exciting to have a bigger tabletop. Maggie, I'm gonna go eepy sleepy. Good night, Gary. I love you. I love you so much. I hope you have good eepy sleepy. I give you good night kiss. Are you ready? Are you ready for a good night kiss, Gary? Put your phone to my face, or your face to the screen. I love you, Gary. Gary's the best. Gary's the best. I love Gary. Oh, is that a jellyfish? Mate, he's so cool. I love jellyfish. Jellyfish are so fascinating. A giga desk, yeah. Because the reason the desks we've got at the moment are the size they are is because where me and Mia used to both have our desks in the same room, obviously there was like we couldn't have anything bigger than the space sort of thing, you know? So we got the biggest desks we could get at the time. But because now we've got our own rooms, I can technically have a bit of a bigger desk. I don't have to work with the same size constraints as before. So like I don't have an infinitely bigger amount of space, but I have a big enough space for a little bit bigger. So you know why not get a little bit bigger? So yeah, it's gonna be 140 centimeters wide instead of 120, which I'm also quite excited about. Oh no, you made a mistake. What was the mistake? What was the mistake? Because like at the moment, the way I have to have my desk set up, like everything's like kind of like really squished up together. Everything's like kind of squished up and angled together weirdly. Like I have to like rearrange stuff. Like if I want to draw on my tablet, I have to like completely move my keyboard, like because there's just not enough room for everything to like coexist on the desk together. You know, like it's not big enough. So hopefully it will be like a bit less of a struggle with those extra 20 centimeters. I'm because oh no, I'm starting to get cramps from the spicy. No, the atomic tacos. Big rip. Can we get some F's in chat for Lilac's gut? Oh dear, that's the worst. That's like Mia can't really eat spice. Oh, an eel! Oh, look at his little face. I love eels. Eels are so cute. Is that a little sea slug? Or a sea snail? Do you get sea snails? He looks like he has a hard back. I think that might be a snail. He's a funny little guy. Look at him. Look at him. I love him. I don't know what he is, but I love him. What a silly little goober. He looks like a sea cucumber. Oh, he might be a sea cucumber, yeah. Ew! Wait, I love that eel emote. That's so good. Where's my eel emotes? There is no spice in the UK. Yumi, no, not Yumi. Lilac's tacos would disagree. Lilac's tacos would disagree. Hold the F. I'm going for. Oh no. Oh no, Lilac's like, fuck it, we bore. I sadly can't stand still too long, otherwise my feet start hurting since they're flat. Oh no, that's stinky. I definitely don't think I'll be able to use it for long to start with. But I'm hoping to be able to build up to it, you know? I'm hoping to be able to build up to it. And I also, obviously I won't be able to afford to do it straight away. But now that I've got the desk on the way, like I do still want to get the like the walking pad, like the little like treadmill. Because I think that'll be really nice as well. Because like I will admit, you know, I am lazy. There's no way to really sugarcoat it. Like, I am lazy. I don't really like going out the house, you know? And, like, I'm British as well. Like, I know this is going to sound like such a fucking, like, first world problem to our resident postie. But, like, a lot of times, like, the weather isn't even nice to be out and about and walking. Like, especially, like, autumn, winter time in the UK. Like, it's not, but even in summer, like summer's too hot, and then autumn, winter's too cold and wet and horrible. And it's like I don't want to go out and get drenched and get cold and soaked, you know. Like, so I don't like going out and like you know like going out was like so much effort, you know. Like I gotta put my hair up, you know. I gotta brush my hair. I gotta put a bra on and shit, you know. Like it's so much effort. Whereas like if I had a walking pad in my house, like obviously I could just walk in whatever I'm wearing, right? Like I could walk naked technically. There's no reason why I couldn't. Well, I'd have to put something on my feet, obviously. I don't think walking on a treadmill barefoot would feel nice on your feet. I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on. Sorry, sneeze. A little sneeze stuck up on me. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying about the treadmill. Yeah, so like I feel like if I have like the little walking pad indoors, at least, like especially comboed with the walking desk, like, I think it would actually encourage me to be more active. Cause like I quite like watching like long videos on YouTube and stuff, you know. So like I could say to myself, you know, like you know, you can watch this 30-minute YouTube video, Megu, but you have to go on the walking pad while you watch it, sort of thing, you know. And like I don't know if that sounds daft, but like I feel like that would incentivize me more to do it than like going outside for a 30-minute walk, you know? I feel like I would be more inclined to walk at home if I had like a treadmill than I would be to like go outside and walk. I don't know if that's a weird take. I don't know if that's a weird thing to say. Um but yeah, that's kind of how I feel. And like also like I quite again this isn't something I probably wouldn't be able to do this for a while. I would definitely need to get fitter like for a bit first because otherwise like I don't want you guys to hear me like just like huffing and puffing and out of breath or anything. So like it's definitely not something I'd be able to do straight away. But like I've seen a couple people who have done like walking and talking streams again like as a way to like you know they're streaming but they're exercising too, you know, and they will literally be like walking on like a walking treadmill and talking to chat and streaming at the same time, you know. And I think that sounds really fun. Like I want to do that. Like I don't know if that's a weird thing to call fun, but like I think that sounds really fun. Like I want to do a walking talking stream with you guys. I think that'd be really fun. So that's definitely going to be like the next kind of big thing I want to save up for. I do want to get a walking pad because I think that will be good for me as well and be fun. And who knows, like you know, like if I do get the walking pad, you know, if I do get a bit fitter and stuff, you know, I don't know, maybe I'll be more inclined to leave the house and walk more, you know? But like at the moment it's like, you know, like I've got to bear in mind, like, you know, the weather and stuff. I've also got to bear in mind, you know, like, where do I walk and do they have any benches if I get tired and stuff like that, you know? Because there's kind of only really two little routes I can walk at the moment. There is another route that is a really nice walk, but it's a walk that's nice when you're fitter. Because I don't think I could walk to the nice part yet. I don't think I'm fit enough to walk to the seafront where the walk is actually really nice, because the walk from my house to the seafront has no rest stops. There's like no benches anywhere along that route, and that's like a solid like 20 maybe 25 minutes walk without resting. And I know, again, like, I know that sounds like really fucking lame. Like I know like 25 minutes to a lot of people probably sounds like nothing, but you know, I'm old and unfit. So it's something to me. uh how do I say her name? Like, is it not me? Is it not Meg Mega Muga? I don't sorry, I don't know how to say your name. It's late for me and my brain isn't really working. But hey, how you doing? I'm so sorry I just butchered your name. Feel free to tell me what you would like me to call you. So yeah, now that I've got the standing desk, that's definitely the next big thing I'm gonna that's definitely the next kind of big thing I want to save up for. Oh, those fish are so close. I love it when the fish go really close to the camera. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my goodness, I get Maggie after work. Bless this day. Hi Emerald, how you doing? How was work? I hope it wasn't too bad for you. No one anymore? I can't call you no one. I can't call you no one. That sounds so sad. Hi no one, how you doing? I can't call you no one. Always nice to be outside other than the summer. I really don't like it. I don't mind. Like, I don't need it to be like bright, you know, blue skies and sunshine, but like I don't like getting. The thing is with me, like I like, it's really awkward for me because like I don't regulate my body temperature really well. So like I will wrap up warm. Like when it's cold outside, for example, I'll wrap up warm because it's cold outside, you know, and I get really cold. Um but then after I've been walking for a bit, I will be like roasting to death. That, like, I have no in between period. So like that makes things really awkward as well. And like I don't like getting wet. Like I really hate the feeling of being wet. So I definitely don't want to walk if it's like raining, or like if it looks like it's gonna rain or something. I definitely won't go out and stuff. So yeah, and then like the other way around, like, you know, like there's been times where I thought it was going to be warmer than it actually is, you know, and like I'll dress, like I won't wrap up as much because I'll be like, you know, like, oh well, I'll warm up when I start walking, so, you know, as long as I can get over that initial bit of cold, I'll be okay. So like I'll wear a little bit less, and then I'll just be like cold and shivering the entire walk because like I don't warm up enough, you know, like I cannot find the balance like at this time of year, like early autumn and like throughout spring is fine, but like late autumn through winter and summer are just like impossible for me to regulate my temperature in outside. At least if I'm at home, you know, I can take things on, I can put them off, you know. Like you guys know how often I like change my clothes on stream, because like even just sat here doing nothing, I'll be like sat here feeling absolutely fine, and then it's like a switch goes off in my brain and it's like, no, I'm hot, I'm gonna die, and like I have to change. It's just like I become instantly aware of the fact that I'm actually too hot, and it's like it's so instant. Like there's like no casual build up or anything. It's just instant. It's like the switch flips over and it's like, nope, too hot now. and that's it. I'm just sweating instantly. It sucks. But like, at least if I'm indoors, you know, I can quite easily change in and out of clothes. I can put more on if I'm too cold, or I can take clothes off if I'm too hot. You know, I can do more about that situation at home than I can if I'm like out and about. You know, like if I've gone out and I've dressed too hot or too cold, I'm shit out of luck until I get back home. Right? It sucks. You forget I run hot all the time, so I don't like the heat at all, and the cold rain feels nice. Oh yeah, true. You're Mr. Shorts all year round. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot you're Mr. Shorts. I can't believe Toru doesn't wear shorts all year round. I thought like everyone did that. He's ruined my immersion, man. Tomorrow's the last day of autumn. Is it the last day of autumn? Oh my god. Where has this year gone? Where did this year go, chat? Where did it go? Like, I feel like, especially like the last quarter of this year, like I blinked and it's gone. Like, it literally, like, I feel like if I have to put it like time wise, like I feel like I debuted this model like a month, maybe a month and a half ago tops. Like, can you believe we've had this model since the 12th of October? And like how long ago that was already? Like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long for me. Like, I feel like I blinked and it just became the middle of December. Like, I don't know where the in-between time went. I really don't. It just disappeared. Can I say some? It depends what you're gonna say. It depends what you're gonna say. Don't say anything against the rules. I once did the one chip challenge and then spent an hour in complete agony. A week later, I ordered nothing. Why, Lilac? Do you just hate yourself? Do you hate yourself, Lilac? Are you okay? Again, I'm just sitting. Toru just out here catching all them strays. Toru just out here catching all them strays. And look, for better or worse, for better or worse, like, just how you know I love you. Like, I don't know, like, if I bully you, I love you. It's like I do it with Hero all the time as well. It's how I show affection. You know when like you're a little kid. Well, I don't know. Do they tell this to boys? I don't know if this is a boy thing actually. But like when you're a little girl in school, like if you get bullied by a boy, like the teachers and like parents and stuff would always be like, "Oh, that just means they like you. Like they bully you because they like you." And I always thought that was like a load of bullshit. But like maybe it's true because I bully the people I like the most too. You're either like untouchably nice, like Mr. Lion and Geary and Yumi and stuff. Like I can't bully Geary and Mr. Lion and Yumi. You know, they're too nice. Like I can't bully them. But like I don't know, something in my brain it just took you and it took Hero and it said yes, I can be rough with these ones. I don't know where my brain draws the distinction. I don't know. I don't know where the line gets drawn. But there's just something about you and Hero specifically that my brain just goes, yes, this one. I will tease this one. Oh, that's a cool fish. Look at him. They do say to boys, but not to the same levels. Oh, do they say to boys as well? That's so funny. I think there is truth in it though. Like I used to always think like that was stupid. But then I met Hero and I love Hero a lot, but I also bully Hero a lot. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. I'm fine. I'm not complaining, I guess. You love the attention. You know it. Real talk though, like if I ever do like if that oh my god, sorry, I got distracted by that fish. That fish is so pretty. He looked like glittery. That was a pretty fish. But yeah, no, like for real though, like if I ever do push too hard, like please feel free to tell me. Like, if I ever go too hard, like please know that you can just say, "Whoa, Megan, that's too much," you know. And I can and will back off a bit if needs be. I promise, like I am respectful of boundaries. If I push one, I would rather know. So if I ever do say or do something that's like too much out of line, please feel free to tell me. I would never want to actually hurt you. Like I do only mean it in like a lovingly bantery kind of way. I would never want to actually like hurt you with my pockets full of word. Wait no word. Wait no yeah pockets full of. I thought I said the same thing, and I was going to correct myself, and I'm like, wait, no, pockets full of words is right. Jellyfish! Look at the little guys. I love jellyfish. I always love, oh, you know, when you go to the aquarium and they have the jellyfish exhibits and they have like the rainbow lights, like they have like the RGB lights that like cycle through in the jellyfish enclosure. Oh, I always stand there and look at those for ages. I love the jellyfish exhibits. They're so pretty. I'm too adorable for people to bully. Lilac is very adorable. You're even more adorable than I realized. I still can't get over how cute. And like, oh my god, like you mentioned it now. Like hearing your voice today as well in that little clip about the packet, I was like, oh, Lilac's adorable. You are actually so cute and so friend shaped. Actually, so adorable. I wanna give you a big hug. I'm just a little guy. Yeah, Mr. Lion's just look at him. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. Other than that ass that tried to get me oh, that whole thing is so fucking ridiculous. I'm glad it resolved in your favor, but oh, fuck me, like you shouldn't have had to go through with it in the first place. That was so fucking dumb. Honestly, I highly doubt there's anything you could say that would genuinely be like, bro, what the fuck, stop. Hero tells me the same, but there's always a little part of me that's like worried about overstepping. And Hero's always the same. Hero's like, Megu, I don't think there's anything you can do that would. And like, I'll be like, I don't know. I've like said to Hero before, I was like, oh, I was gonna DM you something, but I think it might be too much. And then he's like, send it, cow. And I'm like, no, I can't. I don't want you to think differently of me. And he'll be like, just send it. And so I'll be brave and I'll send it. And he'll just be like, hee. And he just like laughs along with it. Like he's not actually bothered in the slightest. There's always that little voice in the back of my head that worries, you know? There's always that little part of me of like, what if this crosses the line, Megan? And like, there's been like sometimes I've drawn Hero as well. And I'll be like, I like going his DMs. I'm just like, just out of curiosity, like if I accidentally drew you looking a bit sluttier than I intended, like are you cool with that? and Hero just like goes feral in reply. Like Hero just goes feral in my replies because it's no issue. But there's always that part of me that worries. I'm just like, just checking. Is it okay? I can't wait to go see Fish with Megu again. Yeah, I need to hug you guys again. Not fair. I need my Yumi and my Mr. Lion squeezies again. I don't know when it will happen. but it needs to. Yes, those are so cool. Yeah, the jellyfish tanks are amazing, aren't they? I fucking love them. I used to want. Oh, do you remember? I don't know if they still. I don't know if they still exist, but like I remember like back in the day, like do you remember when like lava lamps and stuff? Oh, it's that close-up fish again. Hi. Yeah, do you remember when like lava lamps and stuff like that were really big? And like you had those like lights that were like the water tubes that had like RGB lights in them, like bubbles and stuff like that. Like I don't know if anyone remembers that era of like crazy lamps and stuff. But I remember there used to be these jellyfish lamps you could get, and like obviously they weren't real jellyfish, but like I don't know. I don't know how they worked, but like they simulated jellyfish in like the colorful enclosure sort of thing, you know, just on a much smaller scale. Obviously, I always wanted one of them, but my mum never got me one. I always wanted one, but I never got one. I used to want. Oh, does anyone remember those little like aquarium lamps? And it was like this, like it would be like this, like rectangular, like skinny lamp, and it had like this, like textured, like plastic on it, and then it had like just like the image of like it had like this image of fish that would just like it was like just like it was like a treadmill basically, like you know like how a treadmill track works. It was like that, but it was just like this one long continuous image of fish that would just constantly go round and round and round this little like rectangle, again to like simulate fish. I used to want one of them as well. I also never had one of those. I did have a lava lamp though. I did have a lava lamp as a kid, which was cool. I did enjoy my lava lamp until the wax went all funky and the spring got stuck halfway up the bottle for some reason, and then my mum got rid of it. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to fix lava lamps when they did that, but my mum just got rid of it when it didn't work properly anymore. But I loved my lava lamp while I had it. While I had it, it was great. I got to hug Mia, and I was like, now I need to set. Yeah, it's not fair that Mia got to hug you. It's so stinky. It's good to have that part of you. What the part that worries about hurting people? I guess like it is. It's not bad to have a healthy level of doubt. I'm definitely an overthinker with a lot of things. I can't lie. Like there are definitely things I do go way too overthinky on in a very unhealthy and detrimental way. But yeah, it's not bad to have a little bit of overthinking. It's fine because it shows you care. It's not completely bad. If I know you, I can take literally anything thrown at me. The stuff me and my best friends say to others should get us arrested. I was like me and Mia are vile to each other. There's been times where like me and Mia have been like out in like Tesco or whatever, and we're like fucking around with each other, and like we just say horrible shit to each other, and like we've literally had like strangers like look at us like like we've like turned around and like caught people like staring at us, and they're just like ooh. Because like I don't know, I think people think like we're actually like, because I'll just like I call I call Mia a dickhead all the time. I'll be like, oh, you're a fucking dickhead, you know. And like there's been times where like I think people think we're like actually like rowing, but like I don't know, we're not. We're just, I don't know, we're just really rough with each other sometimes. It's so funny. Hi you, how you doing? I'm going to TS. Wait, what is TSO? What do you mean make your stream? I'm going to TSO. What is TSO? I don't know what it means. Oh my fucking god, say it, thank you. We really concerned some people in Costco one day because Raina was giving me some like ribbon, and I said, any more of that and I'll knock you out. This couple looked so shocked. Oh, do you know what I always threaten Mia with? I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking dick. That's like my go-to like insults to Mia. I will call him a dickhead, and I will tell him I'm gonna punch him in the dick. I haven't ever punched him in the dick. I did kick him in the dick once, but that wasn't my fault. I like long distance kicked him in the nuts once. You know, like when you're a teenager and you like take your shoes off by like you just kind of like you like press down on the heel of the shoe and then just like kind of kick your leg and just like throw your shoe off into the corner. Like I did that one time. I did that one time, and like Mia was like stood near the area where like the shoes and coats were, and like obviously I wasn't actually aiming for him or anything, but my fucking shoe just made a beeline right for his fucking nuts. It was so funny. But yeah, I would never actually intentionally punch him in the dick. But that's what I don't know. That's always just my go-to like threat is I'm gonna punch you in the fucking dick. It's like Mia's told me before as well because I like if you guys have like seen the way I talk in like Mia's chat sometimes on stream, like comes across really harsh. Like Mia's actually had people like DM him in the past and be like, "Are you okay with the way Megu talks to you?" And Mia's like, "Yeah, she's my wife." Like Mia's actually asked me to tone it down because like people just don't understand. Like some people just don't understand, like especially like if new people come in and stuff. Like I think like most of his regulars by now, well, most of the older regulars, he's got a few new regulars now that I don't really know, and maybe they don't really know me. But like a lot of people do know me, you know, and they know that's just what I'm like with Mia, you know, and they know, you know, I do the whole like, oh, I guess you just fucking hate me and stuff like that, you know. And it's like I know he doesn't actually hate me, you know. I say it for the funny, you know. I say it for the reaction, like because Mia's always just like, I don't hate you, and stuff, and it's just funny. But yeah, Mia's literally had like concerned people reach out to him before, like, is it okay? Like, are you okay with that person like treating you like that? And Mia's just like, yeah, that's just Megu, like it's fine. But I do like sometimes the filter slips, but like I do have to like semi filter myself in Mia's stream because otherwise it just makes chat too awkward because people just don't get it. Which is really funny in its own weird little way. But for the sake of yeah, and oh my god, the amount of times where I'm like I'm not allowed to express like if I don't like something. Like Mia's told me off before for like saying things I don't like in his chat because like I will admit there's a lot Mia does that I don't like, to be fair. To be fair, that is a cute fish. Hero! Why are you raiding me? Megu is not streaming. There is no Megu stream. Hi, Hero. How you doing? I'm really sorry. Like, full disclosure, Hero, I was watching your stream, but Mia is streaming and he's being really loud and excitable because he's streaming Sonic. So even with Mia's stream muted, I did already talk about this stream, but even with Mia's stream muted, like obviously I could still really hear him IRL. And like at the beginning of your stream, like I don't know if you were playing together or if he was just talking a lot, but like you and TK were talking a lot of the time, and like my energy levels and my like mood just haven't been great today, and my head was just not coping with all the voices. My head was not coping with all the voices, so I was mute lurking for most of your stream today until I started streaming. But I promise I still love you. I love you loads. Guys, if anyone here somehow doesn't already know about Hero, he's my bestie. He's my silly little guy, my favorite little cat boy. He's a cat boy, okay? He'll tell you he's not, right? He'll tell you he's not, but like hear me out, chat, right? Look at this, look at this, look at this. Where is he? Which one is it? Oh, I don't remember which image it is. Wait, is it? Are you image 6? What image are you, hero? Yeah, look at him. Tell me this character was not born to be a cat boy. Tell me he was not born to be a cat boy. Isn't he the cutest? Don't you just love him so much? Look at his face. Look at him. Isn't he the best little cat boy you've ever seen? I love him. He's so good. But for some reason he's a bunny boy. We're waiting for the Catboy rebrand. It will happen. It will happen, right? Like what, right? There's gonna that there's gonna be a Catboy rebrand, right? Right? Yeah, Catboy. Catboy rebrand. We're siblings, hero. You have to be a Catboy eventually. You have to be a cat boy eventually. How can you truly be my brother if not cat? Oh, speaking of cat, hi. Hello, baby. Are you hungry? What do you want? Do you want attention or food? You want food? Ginga's here, chat. Everyone tell Ginga you love him. we got some news about Ginga today. Little update for anyone that hasn't been and seen it on Discord. We got a call back from vets today about his blood test results. His liver function, despite the fact that his liver is like 95% covered in cysts, his liver function actually isn't too bad. It was showing slightly higher on the blood test results than normal. It was slightly above normal, but they said like for the way like his liver looked and for like how like well and normal he is in himself, like the vets really aren't concerned about his liver function, which is good. The slight downside is that he does have an overactive thyroid, which is apparently really common in older cats. And I have researched it as well. Like I have had a little look into it after they mentioned it, and it's not just like the vets saying it to try and get money out of you sort of thing. Like it is a very well like known and reported thing. But yeah, apparently it is very common in elderly cats that they do develop a overactive thyroid as they age. So he is going to have to go on medicine to help control his thyroid. Which is funny because I have thyroid issues too. We're the same but different because I have an underactive thyroid. My thyroid is massively underactive, and now Ginga's has gone massively overactive. But yeah, so he's gonna have to go on medicine for that. They said it's a liquid medicine that we can put in with his food. So hopefully he'll take it okay. He normally guzzles his food down like a little fucking goblin anyway. So hopefully he'll just like chomp his food down with the medicine in it and it won't be any issue. I'm hoping it won't be hard to feed it to him. But yeah, he's gonna have to go on medication for the overactive thyroid. And then they said what they'll do, they want to rerun the bloods in 4 weeks' time. A, to make sure the thyroid medicine is doing its job, but also B, because apparently I can't remember, she did explain it, but I don't fully remember what she said. But for one reason or another, like if a cat has an overactive thyroid, it can disguise kidney problems. And then when they treat the overactive thyroid, like for some reason it makes the kidneys worse. I don't remember. She did explain it to me. I just don't really remember what she said. It was a little bit information overload. So like I remembered like the important parts. I don't remember all the fine details that she gave me. But yeah, so he'll have to go have another blood test in 4 weeks' time. Sorry, I'm rubbing my eyes. He has to have another blood test in 4 weeks' time just to like check out again like how everything's doing and stuff. But yeah, it's not the worst outcome. Like I don't know how much the thyroid medicine is. She didn't tell me on the phone and I didn't think to ask, but I've got to go to the vets tomorrow morning to pick up the medicine and pay for it. So I'll find out tomorrow what the damage is. I'm praying it's not too expensive because me and Mia, I know like he recently secured his new job and stuff, but like we're still a single income family, you know, like things are gonna be a bit better for us financially, but like picking up a new regular expense the second Mia's wages went up, it wasn't ideal. We will do it for him, obviously, like he's worth every penny and we will do it for him. Like the last thing I want to do is put him down just because I don't want to buy thyroid medicine for him, you know, like that's not even an option, you know. So we'll pay it, we'll do it for him, but it's not ideal. But at the same time, you know, it's definitely not worst case scenario. So I'm mostly happy about it. I'm mostly happy about it. It's definitely the better end of results because you know they could have come back and went, "Oh, his liver doesn't actually just look bad. Like it's not working either." You know, like it would have been way worse if they came back and went, "Actually, your cat's liver function is fucked." You know, that definitely would have been way worse. Um, so yeah, I suppose best case scenario would have been liver not too bad and no thyroid issues. So it wasn't quite best case scenario, but it was nowhere near worst case scenario either, you know. So for the most part, I'm happy. Mia did have a bit of a grumble when I told him. He was like, "Oh, more money out of my bank," and Mia's on the same page. You know, like Mia is willing to pay it for him, but obviously, as the sole bill payer, you know, it's understandable for him to stress about the money too. He wasn't saying that because like he doesn't think Ginga's worth it or anything, you know. So don't get the wrong idea. On Mia's part, he wasn't being mean or anything. But yeah, he's all right in himself. Like if you looked at him and stuff, like you wouldn't even know there was anything wrong with him. Like he doesn't act like a sick cat or anything, you know. Like for all intents and purposes, you wouldn't know there was anything wrong with him. I think he's hungry though. I need to hang on. I need to give him a patch of food. We're still a little bit all over the place with his food at the moment. We started feeding him more. But earlier on today, like he's had 3 feeds today, which is one behind where he normally is. He's normally had 4 he's normally had 4 feeds by this time of night. But earlier on he didn't finish his food. So like I didn't put more food down until he finished the food he had earlier, you know? So we're a bit off schedule today. But he's not been going hungry because like I said, I fed him later because he had food in his bowl. But his bowl has been empty for a little while now. And he is sitting by it, so I think he's hungry. So we gotta give the boy a little feed. We gotta give him some noms. I don't know if you can hear him meowing or not. Yeah, I'm working on it. Usually in the case of a lot of cat medicines, they fix one thing but put strain on another part of the body. Yeah. She did explain it. I think it's like something like I think it was something like you know the overactive thyroid like it does something to the kidney where like it can mask what the kidney is producing, but then when you treat the underactive thyroid, the kidney like it then becomes apparent somehow that the kidney's not working properly. So they just like to check out if that is the case or not. Because obviously you don't want your kidneys shutting down either. So yeah, we'll spend what we need to spend on them. Like we do have pet insurance as well, um, which I'm still waiting to hear back on. Like I don't know if they're gonna cover everything. Um, yeah, I don't know, but we're hoping the pet insurance will like foot some of the bill at least. At the moment we've like paid for the treatment and the tests and stuff. At the moment that's all been paid for on Mia's credit card. So we're hoping we can get something back from the insurance, so obviously Mia can pay that off the credit card. But yeah, we'll see. That boy can feast. The cat demands sacrifice. He do demand sacrifice. Ah, my version. Go away, logo. You get the same as humans. Sometimes symptoms can appear to be one thing, but they mask underlying issues once cleared. You can see, yeah, because I know for me, when I got diagnosed with high blood pressure, that's why I got referred to the renal department in the hospital, because when you have issues of your blood pressure, the medicine that they put you on to fix your blood pressure can actually fuck with your kidneys. So that's why I had to be referred to renal after being put on my blood pressure medication. But touch wood, like I'm in the good camp. My meds have not fucked my kidneys. So I'm okay. I'm safe and good to keep taking what I'm taking. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I know stuff like that do happen. I'm not super sciencey, but I know stuff like that do happen. How the fuck do you not have fish during aquarium hours? You don't need to redeem fish. Look, there's more fish than you could dream of here, Nixon. I don't believe in British people. They rent real people tweaking. That would have... Did you mean they aren't real people? That would have been so much funnier if you could write... Kind of missed the mark by the huge grammatical error, not gonna lie. Got to find a silver lining. As long as he's all rent himself, it's all worth it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Tyrone. And that's kind of the stance we're taking, you know, like... I won't lie, like, it's still a worry, and, like, every time he does something, like, slightly out of character, I do kind of worry, you know, like, oh no, is something wrong? Like, is this because of his liver? And stuff like that. Like, I did freak out a little bit earlier when he didn't eat all of his food. I won't lie, I was worried that he left, like, he didn't leave a whole pouch. I would say he probably left about a quarter of the pouch worth of food in his bowl, which is out of character for him. And I was a bit worried, but he did come back later on and eat it. So that kind of helped, like, calm me down a bit. Like, when he did come back and eat, it did calm me down a bit. So yeah, but for all intents and purposes, like, he is all okay in himself. He is okay in himself, and he's happily munching away now, bless him. And, like, you know, he's still cuddly, he's still playful, you know, like, he still gets the zoomies and, like, tears around the house and stuff. He still likes to carry socks around the house meowing, you know, he still does all his silly little things that he's always done, you know, like, he's still very much himself. Because the vet, when we were there on Monday, like, the vet did ask me a few questions about him. Because apparently, like, when they get a really overactive, every time I kept doing this when I was explaining it to Mia earlier, as well, I keep saying underactive thyroid out of habit. Because, like, obviously, I've been diagnosed with my thyroid issues for, like, over 20 years now. Well, not over 20, about 20 years, I think. So I've been saying underactive thyroid for me for years. So, like, my head wants to default to underactive, like, anytime I start talking about thyroid. But Ginger's is overactive, not underactive. My brain's just mentally conditioned to say underactive thyroid. But yeah, she did say that, like, it can be quite common in cats with overactive thyroids. I can't remember what word she used. Did she say neurotic? What does neurotic mean? I think she might have said neurotic. I'm not 100% sure what that words mean, but, like, she did ask me, like, how he's been behaving in himself, because, like, she said, like, they can, like, sometimes change a bit mentally. She definitely used the word neurotic, I think. And then she gave a couple examples, you know, like, has he been, like, you know, feistier than usual, or, like, does he kind of feel like he's, like, you know, a bit out of himself and stuff. And I was like, oh, no, nothing like that. Like, he's absolutely fine in himself. But apparently it can have, like, pretty drastic, like, behavioral impacts on cats. But I genuinely haven't seen anything like that in Ginger. Like, he's just his same old self. So like everything they've warned us of, like even with regard to the liver issues he's got, like, you know, like they told us that like it could mean he starts vomiting. Is one of the big things they told us to look out for, because like if it's putting more pressure on his stomach and he eats food but he doesn't have enough stomach capacity because of the pressure the liver's putting on it, he'll throw up the food and stuff like that. But like he's not been doing any of that. Like he's not been doing anything like that. And as I say, like his behavior is like perfectly normal, like to his standards and everything. He's just as cuddly, just as lovable, just as playful. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, he does seem fine. He's just costing us a lot of money, but he's fine in himself. Like his body isn't fine, but he doesn't know he's not fine. Ginga doesn't know. He's the same little goober he's always been. I got 7 fillings today. It feels like I had a mouthful of bees. 7 fillings? Jesus Christ, that's a lot of fillings. That is a lot of fillings. Holy crap. I don't think I've ever had that many fillings in one go. I had three or four once. I think is my highest amount of fillings. Typical bloody cats. We love them for it. We do. We do. Yeah, he's finished his bowl this time. He ate all his food this time. He ate a whole pouch. You're such a good boy. He's having a little groom now. He's having a little groom. That's the thing as well. Like he still grooms himself plenty and stuff as well. You know, he still grooms himself plenty. Like that's another thing. Apparently, they stop doing as they get older. Like they stop like they will like just I don't know naturally stop taking as much care of themselves for whatever reason. But like we haven't even noticed that in him. You know, like he still grooms himself plenty. Like he doesn't look scruffy or scraggly or anything. Like he's not given up on himself, you know? And our stance on it is kind of just like, you know, as all the time he's got life left in him, you know, all the time he's got fight in him, we'll fight for him, you know? Like I've said before, like I would never keep my cat like ticking along. Like if he was actually suffering, I wouldn't keep him living just for my benefit, you know, because it would hurt to put him down. Like I wouldn't do that to him. Like if he was actively suffering, you know, or showed signs that he was like declining and stuff like that, then obviously I would look at doing what was best by him. Um, which is why I'm kind of like keeping such a close eye on him, you know, and like paying attention to what he is like because I don't want to miss any like potentially bad signs or anything. But no, for all intents and purposes, like he's just Ginga. He's just the same little man he's always been, and he's just a happy, loving little bean. And all the time he's happy and acting healthy and stuff. You know, even if it costs us money, we will keep him going as best we can, as long as we can. Hi Benjamin, how you doing? Happy Friday. Oh, it's not Friday anymore actually. It's past midnight. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Oh, my raid etiquette isn't very good. Hero! I don't know if you're still here, but if you need to go or anything, I know you gotta probably be up in the morning to take TK to work and stuff. So if you need to do post stream stuff, Hero, that's absolutely fine. I'm sorry for being a bad raid host. My brain isn't fully there today. It's the eel again! Look at him! Look at the little fella! I love him! Eels are so good. I love eels. It's the sea cucumber again. He's a cool dude. Our video is looping. This is an 11-hour video. I don't know why I expected 11 hours of unique footage. It has not been 11 hours of unique footage, but that's fine, I guess. I don't mind seeing the same goobers again. Imagine Hero choosing to be an adult over his bestest friend. Being an adult is so lame. I have to go in for one in the new year as there's a cavity under my gum line. Oh no, not under the gum line. Stinky. Stinky. I had somewhere that cats hide their pain well because they love their owners. They don't want to be about. Yeah, unfortunately, like a lot of animals in general are really bad at showing there's actually issues with them. Um, because like obviously like from a primal like natural instincts point of view, showing that there's something wrong with you mean, that shows weakness, that shows higher members of the food chain, that tells predators, I am weak and an easy target. So like they will like even just on a bare instinct level, like they will do anything to appear normal, um so yeah, animals unfortunately are really good at doing that. They are really good at doing that, and sometimes you do miss things that are wrong with them. That's my my mum's cat Meebles. Her name was actually Mabel, but I always called her Meebles. um, but she actually got poisoned. Um, but my mum didn't realize, unfortunately, until it was too late because Meebles was still acting the way she always did. Like, and Meebles wasn't even very old. She was about 4 or 5 years old, I think, when she died. But yeah, she was acting fine. Like mum had seen her that morning, she was playful, she was talkative, just the way she normally was and stuff. And then she went off to into one of her little lay down spots and laid down for a bit, which mum, just was all normal Mabel business, until Mabel tried to get up later on, and then like my mum looks up at Mabel like trying to get up, and she was just like a staggering wobbly mess. And my mum was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is wrong with Mabel?" And like my mum did the right thing. Like she got her emergency vet appointment like straight away, and took her in. And like the vets had her for like most of the day, to try and see like if they could find out what was wrong with her, see if it would be possible to like flush it through her system and stuff like that. But unfortunately she was too far gone. Like by the time we noticed there was anything wrong with her, even though my mum did act as soon as she knew anything was wrong, it was already unfortunately too late. We had a similar issue with one of my dogs growing up as well. This one wasn't a poisoning case, but my mum had noticed that the dog at the time, like she noticed that he was like leaking a little bit of wee, and like when he did leak a little bit of wee, like it was pinkish, like there was blood in it, which again she was concerned about. So she called a vet straight away and like got him booked in and stuff. And they had him in, and they did kind of similar to what they want to do with Ginga. Like they wanted to do scans on him to like check on his organs and stuff. um and so my mum left the dog with them to do the tests and stuff. And then my mum got a phone call later on that day, and like they basically said to mum, like poor Barney, bless him, he's like basically all of his internals, like he was absolutely riddled with cancer. And the reason he had blood in his urine was because like his kidneys were basically just cancer at that point, and his body was absolutely fucked. And the vets like literally said to mum, like they literally told her like, it, we can't make the decision for you, like it has to be your choice, but in our professional opinion, we don't want to wake him up. Like that's literally what they said to mum. Like they literally said, that we don't want to wake this dog up from the anesthesia. Like he's fucked. Like his ticket is so numbered that it would be cruel for like to keep him like ticking over, sort of thing. So my mum had to make the decision then as well. And she did agree with the vets. Like obviously it was a hard decision to make and we were all really upset by it, but like she did agree with the vets. She was like, that's how it is and that's what he's like. I don't want him to suffer or anything. So we did let him go, but again, it was like, like in himself, like he wasn't acting that ill or anything, you know? Like, he was a Springer Spaniel and he was 12 years old at that point. So, like, he'd had a good life, you know? Like, he was at the end of his, like, kind of natural lifespan anyway. He was an old boy, bless him. But I don't know how many people know, like, what Spaniels are like, but, like, they are notorious for, like, basically being puppies their entire lives. And, like, for all intents and purposes, like, he was still a bouncy, happy, lively little boy, you know? Like, he was still, like, you wouldn't have known anything was wrong with him, you know? You would have seen him, like, tearing around the park when we took him for a walk. And you would have thought he was, like, a 6-year-old dog or something. Like, you wouldn't have thought he was as old or as sick as he was. Because, again, they hide it so well. Like, even when they're suffering, like, they hide it so well. Which, I don't know. I don't know if I think it's better or worse. Because, like, I don't know. I don't know. Because, like, on the one hand, like, you kind of wish they would show it earlier so you could, like, get them seen for stuff earlier. But then at the same time, like, animal healthcare is different from people healthcare, you know? Like, as I don't know, I might be wrong, but, like, as far as I'm aware, like, you know, like, you don't get, like, transplants and stuff like that for animals the same way you do humans and stuff, you know? Like, if your dog's kidneys are fucked, you know, it's not like he can go on a waiting list for a new kidney sort of thing, the same way a person can. As far as I'm aware, at least. I might be wrong. Um, but as far as I'm aware, you know, there is a lot of things where, like, with animals, it is kind of just like tough shit if it happens, sort of thing, you know? It's just kind of like, I'm really sorry, this is what's wrong with your animal, there's nothing we can do. Like, yeah. So, like, I don't know, on the one hand, I think it's maybe better not knowing that they're really unwell. But then on the other hand, I don't know, part of me thinks I would rather know sooner. I don't know, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. I think it's hard to say. It's one of those things, you know, like, you don't really know how you would react until it happens, I guess. Like, yeah. Our last dog, we had a Staffy. She was playful and normal. She would never use her bed and sleep at the bottom of mine. One morning I woke up and she passed in her sleep at the foot of my bed. We later found out she had a stomach issue that the previous owner didn't tell us about, so we never knew she needed medication. Oh no, what the fuck? That's so fucked up. That is so fucked up. Oh, Lilac, I'm so sorry. That really sucks. That really fucking sucks. Gotta shoot off the bed, work in the morning, unfortunately. Hope you have a good rest of your stream, Megu. No worries. Thank you for hanging out, Toru. I'm getting a bit sleepy myself, so I probably won't be streaming too much longer. I don't know. We'll see. I normally end up yapping for, like, at least an hour after I say, oh, I'll probably end soon. I still yap for quite a while normally. But I hope you have good sleepies, Toru. I wanna see the kitties tomorrow. Remember, if you see kitties, you gotta share them. I expect them now. I think they can, but it has a low chance of them accepting it. Yeah, because, like, obviously, like, with animals, you know, like, there's so many different breeds of dog, you know, like, and, like, a Chihuahua is gonna have different size kidneys to, like, a bulldog and stuff like that. Like, there's so many different, like, breeds and types of animal and stuff. Like, there must be so many things. Like it's hard enough to find matches in humans. You know, I feel like it's definitely got to be, like, a lot harder with animals because there's just, like, so many more variables of animals. Like, I would assume so. Like, there's got to be, right? I don't know. I don't know enough about science to be saying these things. I'm not a biologist. I could be wrong. I probably am. But I would think my uneducated opinion, at least, would think it's got to be a lot more complicated of like cats and dogs, just because of how many different breeds there are of like cats and dogs, and like how much they can vary in like size and shit. Like that's got to make a difference, right? Even if no, there's a chance. It's still so much like I went in knowing what you have to put my last rabbit down. It has so yeah, that's the thing. Like it sucks so bad, and that's kind of why like as much as it would still suck, like that's kind of why part of me thinks it would be better to know, like. Because, like, as much as, like, I will admit, like, going through what we're going through with Ginga at the moment, like, it still fucks me up a bit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I say a bit. It's a lot. Like, it does still fuck me up a lot. But, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there is part of me, like, I won't lie, and I might make myself start crying saying this, so bear with me if I do. But, like, there is part of me, like, I did say this to Mia on Monday, like, there is part of me that feels like I'm looking at a time bomb now, sort of thing. Like there is part of me, you know, and like I look at him when I'm like petting him and cuddling him, or like he comes up on my desk and stuff, and like there is part of me that's like looking at him, and I kind of like can't help the feeling of like, you know, like how much longer do we have, sort of thing, you know, which does kind of fuck you up in its own way, but at the same time, I feel like because I'm aware of that, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm like nicer to him. Maybe not. I don't know how to word this. Not nicer, because like that makes it sound like I'm not normally nice to him, and I am. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the fact that I'm aware that this is wrong with him, and you know, I'm aware that he's an old cat and stuff, and I'm aware that this stuff is happening. So like, it still hurts to know it's happening, but like at the same time, I don't know. I feel like in a way it makes this time more meaningful. In a way, maybe I don't know if I'm wording this very well. Um, it's kind of a tricky feeling to summarize and put into words. But does that make sense? It's like because I'm aware there's something wrong with him. You know, I just I don't know. I feel like I don't know how to word this because I feel like if I say like I feel like I cherish him so much more now. Like I feel like it sounds like I didn't before, which isn't true. Like, he's always been my entire fucking world. But, like, do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making any fucking sense. But like, when I think about, like, what happened with Meebles when she got poisoned, and also with Kiwi, my first cat, Kiwi, we lost her to a stroke, which, again, was very sudden. She was only about 11, 12 years old, I think, when she had the stroke. Um, so she wasn't as old as Ginga. Like, yeah, she was in her senior years, but she wasn't as old as Ginga was. Um, but we lost her very suddenly to the stroke. We lost Meebles really suddenly to the
Bits for
poison.
Ginga, the cat we all
thank
worship.
you, Emerald. Yeah, and like even like with the situation with my dog I mentioned as well, Barney. Again, it was very sudden because he went in the second we knew something was wrong, and then we got told, you know, like, oh, this is really bad actually. He's not coming back. So like with those three animals, like I don't know, I feel like it was a lot harder in a way, like because they got taken away with like very little notice, you know? Which I think is really hard to deal with, you know? You can't help but feel that you wished you had more time with them and stuff like that, you know? And like, don't get me wrong, I'll still feel that way about Ginga. Like when he does inevitably go, you know, like I'll feel the same way about him too. Like it will never be enough time, right? Like animals don't live as long as people do, straight up. So like they're never gonna be around long enough, you know, because we're always gonna outlive them, which is always gonna be sad to a degree. But like I feel like knowing what I do know about Ginga now, like I don't know, I feel like I can give him like the best time with what time he's got left, sort of thing, you know? Like, I just want to spoil him rotten and just love him so much more than I did before. Like, it's not that I didn't love him before I did, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, in a way, like, it still really hurts me. You know, the reality of knowing that our time is potentially limited now, like, it does still really hurt. Like, I'm not trying to say it doesn't hurt, because it does. But as much as it does hurt, and as much as it has been, like, kind of fucking with me mentally, like, in a weird way, it is kind of nice to at least know, you know? Like, whereas Kiwi and Meebles and Barney, you know, they were just, like, gone in a matter of hours, you know? You had no time to, like, prepare for it or anything. So, like, it's not a good thing to go through either way. But I don't know, I feel like this is a bit better somehow. Like, it's never gonna be nice or good or easy to go through. But I don't know, I feel like maybe compared to the alternative, this is the better option. And like, you know, I'm still gonna like I've still got time to like take loads of pictures and videos of him and stuff, you know, and shit like that. Whereas, yeah, like Meebles was just gone, like just in the blink of an eye, she was just gone, you know. And I think that's harder. Neither of them are easy, but I think I don't know. I think the sudden loss is harder to cope with. Yeah, it will. As you get to make the memories, and it knows that it's finite before it could be. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, we don't know like how much time he does have in him, and like, you know, since his liver function is actually fine at the moment, you know, he could potentially keep ticking on over quite well. But like, something could change. You know, I don't know what, but like, I feel like already being aware that there's issues, like, even though it still really hurts in the moment, like, it's I don't know, it's easier to deal with somehow, like, yeah. I don't know, it's really hard, it's really hard to put into words, it's really hard to put these feelings into words. But I hope you guys, like, you guys seem to get the gist of it anyway anyway, like, you guys seem to understand, even though my words are just kind of garble. You can mentally try and prepare if you know and cherish the remaining. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And it's like I don't know, like it's a bit bittersweet, but like every time I've seen him do something cute or silly since Monday, like it just seems even cuter and sillier and more special than before, sort of thing, you know? Hi, hi. Do you want uppies? Do you want uppies? Oh. Oh, there's my handsome little man. Were we talking about you too much? Did you have to come up and investigate? The boy is here, chat. The boy! I give him a smooch for you. That one's from chat. Chat loves you, Ginga. Mummy loves you too. The other thing I always remind people to remember too, it helps when they do pass because they're family, but the main thing to always remember, they might be in a portion of your life, but you were their entire love. They are loved, safe, feed, and trust you, and there's nothing can take that away. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, baby. Oh, you're so handsome. Sorry, he's in front of the camera, so the tracking's going a bit wonky at the moment. What are you doing? No, you don't want my noodle bowl. You don't want my noodle bowl. Ginga wants the fish. No, he's looking at my noodle bowl, which is on the unit behind me. You do not want the nudes. Where are you going? Oh my god. You're so silly. But yeah, like I said, like he's 15 years old. He's had a good life. He had a rough start. Like we did rescue him when he was about 6 months old. And he was a really skinny, anxious little cat when we got him. Because the people that had him before us, they had another cat. They had this, oh my god, they had this fucking tabby cat. I don't know how old he was, but he was like this big round motherfucker. He was huge. Like he was clearly eating both cats' share of food. And I don't know if there was any like mistreatment or anything as well, but like the house like when we went to collect him from like the person we um rescued him from, like the person was trying to catch Ginga, so like we could obviously put him in the carrier and take him. But Ginga would not be caught by this person. Like Ginga kept like running and hiding behind furniture and stuff like that to get away from this person. And I was like, let me try. Like, I'll see if I can get him to come to me. And he actually willingly came to me. Like, I gave him like a little bit, baby, it's okay, come here. You know, like I gave him a little bit of PS, and a little bit of soft, sweet words. And he actually came to me. He was running from the person he lived with, but he came to a stranger, which I think speaks volumes. Obviously, cats can't speak words, but I think that behavior speaks volumes about the house he was brought up in. So like his early years, like his early months, should I say, like his first like 6 months weren't a great start for him, but he's been spoiled rotten ever since. He's been spoiled rotten ever since, and he's had good food. He's had lots of attention. He's had a roof over his head. He's had food in his belly. He's had loads of pets and love and attention. And he's had all his flea treatment and his wormers, so he's not had to suffer from like anything like that. I like to think we give him a good little life. Oh, he's at a scritchy spot. Ginga's got a spot on his chin where, like, you know, if you scritch their chin, he's got like one of the little scritchy spotches where if you like scratch the right place on his chin, his back leg starts going. You know when they do like the little scratchy with their back legs. Ginga's got a little scritchy spot on his chin like that. He's so cute. He's just a baby. His belly, oh my god, his belly looks so fucking scrungly at the moment. I don't know why. They still shaved his tummy, but like they didn't shave it like right down to the skin this time. Like he's still got like a small layer of fur on his tummy, but it's kind of patchy. So his tummy looks like super scrungly at the moment. He's a right little scrungus at the moment on his tummy. See, why would people think life on Earth is so boring? We need aliens. When you have stuff like octopus that can share not only color but mimic textured grounds, there are. Yeah, it's like you said. I saw your message earlier. I didn't read it out, but I did see it. Like where you said about like people talking about aliens and stuff when we don't even know like everything that's in the ocean. Like, I would, I would rather see more stuff about the ocean. I think like ocean exploring is great. Like I don't know, like don't get me wrong, like stuff like NASA's doing is cool and stuff. Like, yeah, you know, the Mars rover is cool in all its own little ways, but like I'd rather know what's going on here, you know? I'd rather know what's going on my planet. I'm never gonna see another planet, you know? We're not gonna be traveling to other planets in our lifetime. So why not learn about more about our own? When I see videos of people with their cats and they have them on their back flipped around, even some that toss their cat and runs back. Oh, I love those videos. I love those videos where I've seen this one where like someone like picks up their cat and they like throw them into a beanbag, and then like the cat like jumps off the beanbag and like runs back into their arms, and then they just like pick him up and like throw him back into the beanbag, and they just keep doing that. And yeah, it's like you say, there's always people like, you shouldn't do that with your cat. But it's like, if he didn't like it, like he wouldn't keep coming back. He wouldn't keep coming back if he really didn't like it, would he? Like, let's be honest. You're not gonna keep going back. It's like when you see people who like some people like scratch their cats like quite not aggressively, but like rough. Like sometimes I do like really rough like scratches, or like, you know, like when they do like the like butt slappies kind of thing. And again, there's always like people to comment, so like, you shouldn't do that, you could be hurting the cat. And it's like, I'm pretty sure if it was hurting the cat, like he would not be sat there taking it. Like, and you just got this cat who's just like sat there like purring, like they don't have like aeroplane ears or anything, like the body language is like so chill. And it's like, if a cat had a problem with it, like they would let you know. You know, like they would either not sit there and take it, or they would like bite or scratch back or something. Like they're gonna let you know if they don't like it. There are fish in the abyss because they never see light. Their bodies are completely see-through. Barrelfish, their heads are clear, so you can see their brains. It looks really cool. And goblin sharks are just aliens already. Goblin sharks are so goofy. They kind of are like aliens. And like there's like fish, like you think like the poor old blobfish, bless him. I always feel so bad for the blobfish because like everyone like makes jokes about the blobfish and stuff, but like the only reason the blobfish looks like that in photos is because like the drastic change in like pressure and light and everything that they go through when they're like brought up to the surface. Like that's what actually changes. Like blobfish don't look like that in their natural habitat. Like it completely changes. It completely changes like everything about his body. Like the change in pressure and stuff. Like literally like implodes their body. Maybe not implodes. Implode. I don't think implode is the right word actually. But yeah, like it just like that drastic change. Like it just completely changes the fish. Like I remember the first time I learned that, like I will admit, like the first time I saw blobfish, like I did laugh, like, haha, what a silly funny fish. You know, and I did find it quite funny. And then I remember it was later on in life I found out about like, you know, what actually happens with blobfish and what happened to them. And like I can't find them funny anymore, you know, like it just makes me kind of sad. I don't know, that's just me being like too sentimental, but like I don't know. I can't laugh about blobfish anymore, you know? Like they just make me sad. It's like don't bring that guy up here. Leave him down there. You know? Like leave the poor guy alone. Leave him in the abyss. The blobfish is from the abyss. His body's made from immense pressure. Yeah, exactly. And like the change in pressure when you bring it up, it just makes it go like and turn into what it looks like, you know, in what we think of when we see, you know, when we think of blobfish, you know, we're all thinking that typical like wet fleshy blob looking thing, but he doesn't look like that at all. One of my favorite sharks is the tasseled wobbegong. The park is a funny name, but it hugs the reef floors. Wait, really? Hang on, I gotta Google this. He sounds wicked. I don't recognize the name, but I want to see one now. What is it? Tasseled? Oh my god, I started writing in tasseled in Google on my phone, and it's come straight up with tasseled wobgong. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. Wait, what the fuck? That is crazy. I've never seen this before. That's crazy. god, they're also called carpet sharks. Wait, that's so cute. Oh, they're really cool. I didn't know about them. I've never seen or heard of them before, but they're awesome. They do kind of look like a discarded rug on the ocean floor or something. That's actually crazy. Oh, those are cool. I like those. I like those, Lilac. That's a very cool shark. I love the ocean, man. Like the ocean's fucking incredible. Like it's so cool. Like ocean stuff is so. Oh, I on the subject of ocean. This isn't cool actually. This is this is actually really fucked up. But talking about the ocean and seeing this turtles just remind me. I saw this video the other day, and it was like this expose on like you know you get like social media like channels like TikTok channels and YouTube channels and stuff, and they're like animal rescue channels. I found out recently that like apparently there's been a big boom in like turtle conservation videos. And there's like all these people like posting videos of them like rescuing turtles and like picking barnacles off the turtle shells and stuff like that. And I found out there's this big expose on it because like apparently a lot of like this I hate people, man. I fucking hate people so much because apparently a lot of those videos are actually faked. And apparently there's people going around and like literally gluing barnacles onto turtles just so they can then record their rescue video rescuing the turtle and taking the barnacles off again. And they fucking glued them on in the first place. And apparently it's a really big video, like a really big like thing at the moment. They're like animal conservationists are like kind of trying to fight against like these people like glorifying animal rescue because apparently like a lot of these videos that you see on social media where people are like rescuing an animal, apparently a lot of them are like faked, and like a lot of them like they deliberately put the animal in that situation to begin with. I saw another similar video recently about octopus videos, and like there's this channel on TikTok and their most popular content, like the content that does really well for them on the platform, is octopus videos. And they're always these videos of like octopuses like swimming like right up in the water column, you know, like right like swimming through the middle of the sea, you know, and you know they got their legs everywhere and they look very ethereal and beautiful and stuff, and you think like, whoa, that's so cool. But even those ones apparently are animal abuse because I found out through like someone like calling out these accounts that keep doing this shit because octopuses naturally don't actually swim up in the water like that. Um because of the type of creature octopuses are and stuff, like they stay on the bottom, you know, they stay on the bottom of the seabed. They stay like on the bottom of the seabed and like in amongst the corals and the shells and stuff like that. Like octopuses don't naturally go up and swim in like the main body of water. Like they stay on the bottom. But well, apparently what these fucking channels are doing is they like go scuba diving and they'll find an octopus, and what they do, they literally pick it up and they like swim up in the water with it and like drag it up with them, and then they just kind of release it up in the top of the water and then film it as it's swimming away, and they're just like, wow, look how beautiful this octopus is and stuff. And I'm just like, I watch these videos and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, but social media was a mistake, man. Like, social media was such a fucking mistake. Like, people fucking suck. Like, oh yeah, let me just go drag this animal out of its natural habitat because it does numbers on TikTok, teehee. Like, that's so messed up. That's so messed up. And like now, like now I've lost faith in animal videos. Like now, like I saw a video and like I hate that it's done this to me. But like I saw this video the other day of like this puppy that was like rescued from a drain or whatever, and I'm just like, did you put this puppy in the drain? Did did you put this puppy here so you could film yourself being the hero rescuing as well? Like now I see these like rescue videos and like I don't feel warm and fuzzy and like faith in humanity now when I see rescue videos and stuff. Now I'm like thinking in the back of my head, like, did you do this? Did you put this animal in this supposed danger you're rescuing them from? Like now I fucking second guess everything because some people just fucking suck. Yeah, I think Dodo has some stuff like that pop up. Other thing that people have been doing does have people split is a turtle birthing focus because how many turtles birthday later? Oh yeah, like the ones where like people go and like give them like and like follow behind and like help the turtles to the ocean. Do you mean those ones? People are going to these through and either moving the babies closer or attacking the birds, meaning there are a boom in how many young survive, which actually impacting lifespan and survival odds. Like, as the parent turtles struggle to gather enough foods before they get around. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, especially with like intervening with wildlife, you know, like it's one thing, like, you know, if you're feeding a stray cat in the area or something, you know, that's a bit different. But like, it's one thing like interfering with wildlife, you know, because as much as we might look on in horror at some things that happen in the natural world, you know, that is the natural balance and order of things, you know, like the life cycle and the food chain and stuff are the way they are for a reason, you know, like stuff has naturally grown and evolved to be that way. And like, yeah, there's like some things you will see that, you know, can be quite hurtful and upsetting and stuff, but it's just kind of the way things are. Like, the animal world isn't all sunshine and rainbows and you know, cute little animal cubs and stuff like that, you know, like sometimes the weak cubs get picked off by a bigger predator and stuff. Like, yeah, it's sad to see, but also it's just kind of how it is, you know, like there's literal animals that will like eat their young and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you could argue, you know, that you should rescue the animal from its mother that's going to eat it, but then at the same time, like, you know, what if you're then doing a detriment to the mother animal because then they can't feed themselves or their young, you know, if the mother isn't eating, then they're probably not producing milk for the young that they didn't eat. And then, you know, you could be wiping them out, and then there's less animals overall just because you tried to save one weak animal that probably isn't going to survive anyway, you know, like what we often view as a kindness to the animal isn't necessarily actually kind for the animal. It's not necessarily actually a good thing, like for the environment and stuff. And that's why, like, yeah, that's what I was I was just gonna come onto that line. Like, yeah, that's why you do get like the wildlife documentaries and stuff that do show horrible things. And you know, on the one hand, you know, part of you does want to think like, how could they just sit there and watch that happen? But on the other hand, you know, it is the natural order of things. Like, you know, is it correct for humans to intervene? I remember seeing oh, was it, I can't remember what documentary it was. It was one of the ones that David Attenborough narrates, but that doesn't narrow it down a lot because I think David Attenborough narrates a large portion of wildlife documentaries. Was it like Wild Planet or Planet Earth or something like that? It was called. I don't know if you know the one I'm talking about, Lila. It had this scene where it, like, followed a like pack of flamingos, and it had like they followed this little baby flamingo that wasn't like, it was like the runt of the pack, and it wasn't strong enough or fast enough to keep up the rest of the flamingos. And when they were migrating like across these salt flats, because of how long it was taking this baby flamingo to traverse the salt flats, like it was just continuously getting this like thicker and thicker buildup of like salt just like crusting up over its feet until it was to the point where like this baby flamingo like literally couldn't really walk anymore, and it just got completely separated from the packs of like flamingos that it was trying to follow and stuff. And like, yeah, watching that as a person is horrible, you know, and you can kind of think to yourself, you know, like that's awful, why didn't they stuff on and help it? But at the same time, you've got to think like that is, you know, for better or worse, that is a natural process they go through. And, you know, is it sad to lose that one flamingo's life? Yeah, it is. But at the same time, you know, that flamingo that has died is going to become the life source for other animals. You know, there's going to be like birds and stuff, you know, like scavenger birds and stuff that will find that flamingo and go, oh, sick, it's dinner time, you know. And you know, that one flamingo dying will mean that several other birds live, sort of thing, you know. It's like it is a balance, like it's all a balance, like. And I think a lot of people forget that. Like, we don't necessarily understand the balance, but it is all a balance, you know? Like, at the end of the day, like, in the animal kingdom, you know, it's not like us, like, cutting up meat and eating meat, you know, and then just discarding the unattractive byproducts of meat production, you know? Like, at least when an animal dies in the wild, you know, that animal, like, it doesn't just die for no reason, you know. Like that animal will get like every part of that animal will be eaten and used by something, even if it's down to like a microscopic like level, you know. That entire animal that dies is going to become like fuel for other animals and other creatures and stuff. Like, yeah, it's still a bit sad, but it's just the way things go, isn't it? Like, yeah. You have a big issue in the US right now where wild hogs, because they lost their main predators and because humans hunt less, population has expanded like fivefold since last year to the point culling is required to balance. Wait, really? Oh, I haven't heard of that. That turtle is beautiful. Look at the shell on that turtle. He is gorgeous. Like the way that shell pattern is, like it almost looks like iridescent, like those like stripes and stuff. It almost looks iridescent. That turtle is gorgeous. At the same time, that flamingo then goes on to feed stuff like vultures, who then feed their children, and that's the balance. Yeah, exactly. Like I did watch that documentary, and like I will admit, like the flamingo clip was very hard viewing. It was tough viewing, but like it is just how the world works at the end of the day, you know? It's like when you see the videos of like salmon like swimming upriver and like they jump straight into the mouth, you know, the open maw of a waiting bear sort of thing. Like, yeah, it's kind of sad for the salmon that they've just like, you know, they're trying to like go upriver to their spawning grounds and stuff, and they just get eaten by a bear on the way. You know, yeah, it's kind of sad for the salmon, but it's fed the bear. So, you know, like that's just how it goes, isn't it? You know, nature gives and nature takes, you know, like some things live and some things die, and you know, whatever reason an animal dies in the wild, like it goes back to the earth, you know, it goes into the ground, it goes into other animals, you know, it gets turned into food and minerals and stuff. Like bones and shit can become like hiding places and stuff for other creatures and shit like that, you know? Or it like biodegrades down into the earth, which makes the earth like healthier and like more like nutrient rich and stuff for like the plants and the trees and stuff like that. Like it all has an impact on things. Like it all has a bigger impact in things. I think it's a 50-50. In some part, not thinking slash understanding, but I also think in part our arrogance. We are the top species on the planet. We harnessed fire, electric, water. We believe it's our duty to save everything. Well, yes, it is our job to protect the animals, a direct impact from our actions. There's a lot of other things we have to let run its course. Yeah. There's this TikTok channel I watch. This TikTok channel is actually a good one. But there's this man on TikTok that uploads, and I think it's Florida. I want to say it's Florida somewhere, but don't 100% quote me on that. I think it's Florida, and but he takes these videos where like he basically like goes scuba diving in the sea, and he has like a harpoon gun and this like big like funny bucket thing, and he goes around harpooning lionfish, which on the one hand, like when you first see it, it can be a bit jarring. This man's just like going around like harpooning lionfish, and you kind of think it's like, what? Wait, why is he doing that? Like, why is he killing all these fish? But actually, it's because they're like a massively invasive species to like wherever it is they're from, and they're actually like destroying like the natural ecosystem where they are. They're ruining the food chain, they're ruining like the environment, like the corals and stuff like that. Like they're ruining everything, because they're just like bullying out all the natural inhabitants and order of the area. They are actually ridiculously invasive, so there are actually like groups of people that like on a volunteer basis, like they do just go around scuba diving. I'm pretty sure I want to say it's Florida. I'm pretty sure it's Florida. But yeah, they go around and they just like go on these diving trips for the sole purpose of going and like culling the numbers of lionfish, because like they're so ridiculously invasive and damaging on the environment. Like it's crazy. But at least that man is doing a good thing, like. And again, you could argue like, oh, it's not fair to kill. There's he has the same thing. Like he always has people in the comments who are like, that's not fair. You shouldn't kill them. That fish has as much right to live as any other fish. Blah 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 blah. Like all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, that fish does have every right to. Those fish. It was actually these fish. These ones you see on screen right here. That's a lionfish, right? I'm pretty sure that's a lionfish. It's those. Those are the fish in the videos that I'm talking about, where this man goes around harpooning them. It's those fish. But yeah, like he's always got people in the comments like saying how mean it is and stuff like that. And it's like they do have every right to exist, but like in their own place. Because in this place where they're invasive to, like they're taking over. They're like pushing out other fish. So like again, it's like how do you weigh that balance, Like you were saying that they shouldn't kill the lionfish, but if they don't kill the lionfish, it's gonna overrun all of the native fish. So you're saying that for the sake of the lionfish not being killed by man, it's okay for the lionfish to kill 90% of the other fish in that area. Like how do you make that judgment? Like how do you can't say that's the better decision, right? You can't say that an invasive species wiping out 90% of the natural inhabitants, you can't say that's a better outcome than a human culling the invasive species. Like, you can't balance it that way. It doesn't work. Human intervention can be worse sometimes. It really can. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. I had the burps. Oh, it's the eel again. Look at it. Oh my god, chat. We're on our third loop. Let's go. Let's go, aquarium loop. It is, and they look so cool. They do look cool. Lionfish are very pretty, but in their own environment, not hang on, I gotta look this up on my phone. I'm pretty sure it's Florida. It's gonna drive me mad not knowing. Florida lionfish. Yeah, it is. I was right. I remembered right. It is Florida. Lionfish are an invasive species that have a potential negative impact on native species and habitat. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission encourages people to remove lionfish from Florida waters to help limit negative impacts on the native marine life and ecosystems. Hell yeah. +1 for Megu Brain. I remembered something. I remembered something. Like, yeah, they are very cool, pretty looking fish. Like, they do look sick. But they're not supposed to be there. They're not supposed to be there. And there's plenty of other Florida fish that are supposed to be there. And they're being wiped out by how massively invasive the lionfish are. Loops! We love a loop in this chat. We heckin' love a loop. Does anyone know? I don't know if he's mentioned it. Is anyone watching Mia as well? Does anyone know how long Mia's going to be streaming for today? I wonder if I'm going to be going to bed on my own tonight. I feel like I might be going to bed on my own tonight, chat. I'm getting pretty tired. I've just pressed the stop raids for 1 hour button. I don't want to get any more raids today. I don't think. 12 p.m. on Sunday. Yeah, probably. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think the passion and excitement alone is gonna hard carry his energy tonight. I reckon. I think he's having too much. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Lilac. I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking he's having so much fun that it's gonna take him a while to realize he's run out of steam. Whereas I don't have that much energy in me to begin with. I'm getting tired. I'm probably gonna. It is nearly 1 a.m. for me. I don't foresee me staying up too much later, to be honest. Plus, I do have to go out in the morning to pick up Ginga's medicine, so I don't want to stay up all night and sleep all day. You'll be going shopping alone tomorrow. Oh, we did the shopping today. We've got the shopping over and done with, so we don't have to go grocery shopping tomorrow, thankfully, because we did that today instead. Hey, baby. Oh. Yeah, we went to Tesco's on Mia's lunch break today to get it over and done with because, like, tomorrow, like, next, like, Saturday and Sunday this week are, like, the last two, like, weekends before Christmas, aren't they? So for, like, people that don't have, like, time off over Christmas and stuff like that, and people who are, like, working during the week, obviously they go shopping on the weekend instead, just like me and Mia normally do. Yeah, Mia was just like, I think it's gonna be way too busy tomorrow. He was like, I think we should go today. He was like, I'm willing to give up my lunch break to go shopping. He was like, I think we should go today. And I was like, oh, because like on the one hand, I really didn't want to. Like, I'm not very good with like sudden, plans or like changes to plans and stuff like that. So like part of me was like, like the plan averse part of me was like, oh, I don't want to go today. Like I wasn't mentally prepared to go. So now I don't want to go. Part of me was still like that. And I did complain pretty much the whole time we were out. I'm not gonna lie. I did keep complaining about it. But like I did acknowledge the fact as well that Mia probably was right and that it probably would be worse tomorrow. So I did go. I was reluctant, but I did go. But yeah, we got it over and done with today, so I don't have to do that tomorrow, at least. I still have to pop out tomorrow, but I only have to pop out to the vets and back. And the vets is like, it's not even like on the route like into the city or anything, so like traffic shouldn't be busy or anything like that. It should be a pretty quick errand tomorrow to go pick up his meds. Not the post office. No, we did the post office. We finally remembered. The post office is done and dusted. I still regret going as the queues were crazy. I couldn't believe like how bad the queues and stuff were. I did see your messages on Discord. I We did when we go to Tesco, like we do as the scan as you shop thing. Tesco has like the little like blippy handsets, so you can like go around and scan thing yourself. So we normally do that, um, which wasn't too bad. The Tesco was weird today though, because like it definitely wasn't as busy today as it normally is on the weekends, but somehow the people that were in the shop were just constantly in the way. Like there were just like so many times where like someone was just like blocking like the entire aisle because like they were just like standing in the middle of the aisle and it's just like not enough room like to get your trolley past either way, and it was so annoying. There was, oh my god, when we were like making our way to the checkouts and stuff, I wanted to go down the hair aisle because I needed more hair bubbles. um and there was this woman like looking at the makeup, and fair enough, like she was stood like right up at like pretty much right up against the makeup anyway. She wasn't in the way. But then there was this man and woman who were looking at like the opposite side of the aisle, but the man was standing like closer to the shelves, but then the woman he was with was stepped back from the shelves. So like between these three people, there was no way through them. Like there was literally no way through them with a trolley between these three people, you know? But only one person was technically in the way because the man and the makeup woman were okay. It was only the woman that stood in the middle that was technically in the way. But I'm polite, you know, and I'll normally like, you know, if someone's in the way, I'll just give a polite little excuse me, you know, like I don't say like shittily or anything, you know, I'll just give a jolly little excuse me. And I shit you not, the lady looking at the makeup scooted forward a little bit. I don't even know how she scooted forward. She was already so close to the like shelves, bless her. But she scooted out the way a little bit and like tucked her basket in. And the man who was closest to the shelf the other side stepped forward again, like so he was like right up against the shelf. And then the woman who was like actually in the way, just kind of like she like threw a look over her shoulder like that. And it was like, ugh. And just like quietly took like one step forward. She like literally moved forward like one step. So like I did drive the trolley through, but like she literally stepped forward just enough that I could get the trolley through. And it's like the one person who was the most in the way was the one person who moved the least. Like I don't know what's wrong with like how can you have so much like so little self-awareness? I don't understand. Like the other two people made more effort to move and they weren't even the ones in the way. I don't understand people, man. I tried to go through the self-scan and this woman, I don't know if she thought I was trying to cut, but pushed her trolley forward to block me passing. I said, excuse me, she ignored me, so I rammed her trolley and turned around and walked off. Incredible. Big sippy. It's just like I don't understand how that was definitely the worst one, but there were like several times like I had to say excuse me so many times today. Like more than normal, and it's normally busier when we shop on the weekends. I would say it's normally busier than it was today. But somehow everyone was just so in the way today. It was weird. Mia always makes me laugh as well. Whenever we go shopping close to Christmas, because Mia used to work in Morrison's, which if there's anyone here who's not from the UK, Morrison's is like basically just like a big like grocery store in the UK. It's a supermarket here. So Mia's had to work over Christmas in a grocery store like several times before, and like every year he worked there, like he would always have like some Muppet like come into the store and be like, "Oh, excuse me, can you tell me where your turkeys are? I can't find any turkeys." And they'll be like, "I'm really sorry, we don't have any more turkeys." And then like they get an earful because they're like, "What do you mean you don't have any turkeys? What am I supposed to have for Christmas dinner instead? What am I supposed to make if you ain't got any turkeys?" And it's like, I don't know, bro. Maybe you should have brought turkey before Christmas Eve. Think about that. Did you consider not leaving your turkey until 4 hours before the shop closes for the last time before Christmas. Did you consider that as a possibility, maybe? And like he would get it with like like think about like your typical like veg for like roast dinner and stuff as well. So they'd get it with like Yorkshire puddings and like roast potatoes and stuff like that as well. And then they'd always get an arsey earful from the customers. Like, what do you mean you don't have that? It's Christmas. Like, don't you think you should stock that for Christmas? And it's like, yeah, I do think we should stock that for Christmas, actually. And we have stocked that for Christmas for the last few months, actually. So, you know, and like, even if you don't want to, like, I know a turkey is a big thing to keep in your house, you know. I know turkeys are a big, hefty bird, you know. Not everyone has the freezer space to keep a turkey in their house for 2 months, you know. I get it, understandable. But, like, most places, like, I know Morrison's for a fact definitely did it, and I know Tesco's do it, but, like, most of the big supermarkets in the UK will do like a food ordering service as well. So like you can put in your order with them and then like you pick it up close to Christmas. So you don't, you know, you can still order it and secure, you know, yes, I want this thing, but you don't have to have it in your house for a month, you know, because you can select a pickup time much closer to Christmas, you know. There's that as an option as well, you know. I don't understand the people who leave like big things like turkeys and stuff to like the last day of the shops open. Like I could never. And it's like, oh my god, he used to always get it with Easter as well. Like he would get people come in like the day before Easter Sunday, you know, and then complain like, where are all the Easter eggs? And they'll be like, oh, I'm really sorry, like what you see on the shelf is all we've got left, like everything else has been brought. And they're like, what do you mean that's all you've got left? Where am I supposed to get Easter eggs now? It's like, I don't know. Maybe you could have brought them a day before Easter. You know, well, more than a day before Easter, you know? Get it every time, man. Get it every time. People fucking suck. But yeah, it's always funny because Mia's had those experiences. Like whenever we go shopping, it's like, you know, close to Christmas or close to Easter and, you know, big holidays like that where you used to see this kind of bullshittery from customers. He'll like wander around the shop and I'll be like, oh my god, Megu, mate, that's so weird. Do you see that? And I'm like, see what? And he's like, look how many turkeys there are if you don't leave it until Christmas Eve. And then I'll be like, wow, that's amazing. I can't believe they still had turkeys. It's always like a little running joke between us every year. He's like, oh my god, wait, do you see that? They have the thing. And it's like, oh my god, the thing. I used to get it too when I was at Morrison's. Just say nothing I can do. I can offer you 2 chickens. They hope they can get them discount. That is stupid, man. That is fucking. I don't know. maybe I'm just like too much of an anxious little wreck or something. But I wouldn't even want the stress of it. You know, like just going shopping lastminute.com like that, because like there is every possibility they won't have what you want, and then you're shit out of luck. Like that's stressful, man. Like why even put yourself in that potential position of stress to begin with? I could never. I could never. Just at normal till and everyone else down each other aisle. They would poke out the aisle so you know they're there, but left a gap between them and the till so you could pass by. But this one was just. Oh, I fucking hate it when. Oh, I know what you mean, Lila. I fucking hate it when people do that. Like, you can be in the queue and like clearly signal that you're in the queue without blocking the entire fucking shop. It's not that hard to do. I fucking hate it when people do that. And then like, yeah, you say like, excuse me or whatever, and they just like look at you like, what do you want? Get away from me. This is my place in the queue. I'm next. And it's like, I don't want to go to the queue. I just want to get fucking past to the fizzy pot, man. It's so fucking annoying. Oh, I hate that. The B&M that me and mum go to is really bad for that, because like where they have their tills, like there's not a huge gap between like where the tills end and then you got the walkway, and then where the end of the aisle starts, it's not the biggest gap. But yeah, like you say, like most reasonable people will stand off to the side a bit, or like stand back in the aisle, but like clearly behind the next person in the queue or whatever, to like signify, I'm here, I'm waiting. But yeah, there's always people that just stand like directly in the middle of the aisle, and it's like, well, great, now no one can get through. Good job. I got in trouble for the Easter egg one because I was being smart. I went, Capri's only 10 minutes down the road. What? You got in trouble for that? That is an excellent comeback. I would have, if I was your supervisor, I would have applauded you for that. I don't get it, man. I don't get the mentality. Like, I feel like if you're gonna make the gamble, you have to. You have to accept when you lose, right? Like if you're gonna, it's no one's fault but your own if you choose to gamble that, right? Like the staff in the shop have no way of knowing you're coming and you're gonna need a turkey. That no one knows you're coming for a turkey to save you one or anything. You're the one making that gamble. You and you alone. So the only person you can realistically be mad at if you lose the gamble is yourself. You kick yourself and go, oh, fuck. Well, that's what I get for leaving it so close to Christmas. Like, I could, even if I did leave it too late to buy something, and I couldn't get, like, the thing in time anymore, like, I would never even consider moaning to a shop staff member about it, Like, it literally wouldn't even cross my mind to have a go at staff about. I would potentially ask for something, I would ask, like, I've asked for things before, excuse me, do you have any of X thing left? And if they turn around and say, I'm really sorry, all we've got is what was out, if there's nothing there, we don't have it, I've never given someone an earful for it. I always just go, okay, thank you, it's whatever. I've never given the shop staff a hard time for not having the thing I'm looking for, I don't get the mentality of people that do that. I do get the mentality of people that do that, actually. The people who do that are the fucking numpties that have never worked retail. Honestly, I think everyone should have to do... You know how, like, back in the day for, like, the army, like, you know how you used to have national service back in the day? I think we should have, like, national service, but for like retail and hospitality workers. I think everyone should have to do a stint in retail or like hospitality, like working like the front desk of a hotel or waitressing in a restaurant or something, I think like teenagers should have to do like a mandatory year or two in an environment like that. Because I don't know anyone who's worked in retail that treats retail workers like shit, It's always the people who feel they're above measly retail workers, It's always that self-important, like, like, well, you're just a shop worker. I'm so much better than you. And they just think they can treat you like slaves because, you're just a silly little shop man. It's always those fuckers. And you can guarantee they've never had to work in that kind of environment. No, don't send me back. It's okay. You've done your stint, so you won't have to. You won't have to. You've done your time. So you wouldn't have to do it again. They want to bring back mandatory army again. Wait, do they actually? I think they should skip the army. No, they should do it for retail. They should 100% do it for hospitality and retail. Because people treat like waitresses and waiters and shop staff like shit. They treat them like absolute dog shit, and it's so fucking unfair. I've only done a short stint in retail. I did 3 months in B&Q, and that was kind of enough for me. I've done a combined amount of probably about 13, 14 years in like call center customer service. Most of my work history has been in call center. customer service like hotlines, and like it's still fucking annoying having to like do customer service and deal with the customers and stuff. But the one thing that like customer service has over like call centers, sorry, the one thing call centers has over like retail or like face-to-face customer service is if a customer is pissing me off, I can make rude hand gestures at the phone, I can mouth "fuck you," like there's things you can do to vent your frustration. I can sit there and roll my eyes. I could just like, ugh. Like I can sit there fiddling with my pen or doodling on a piece of paper and stuff. And like there are ways I can kind of like it's a lot easier to like I don't know how to word this, but you know what I mean, right? Like, like you have to keep up that polite, friendly facade all the time in face-to-face customer service, right? You can't roll your eyes or make a wanker hand gesture when the customer is stood right in front of you and can see you, right? Like, you can't just like turn away from them and start looking at something else when they're talking to you and shit like that. Like, working in B&Q was so fucking hard because like even when someone was just like fucking going off on one and pissing me off, like I still had to stand there and politely smile and be like, "I'm very sorry you feel that way, sir." Like, oh, it fucking sucks. At least on phone, I can mouth, silently mouth swear words to people. I can make rude gestures at the phone. I can roll my eyes. I can look at a completely different, I can look at like a website on my other screen or something. I can flick through my phone while they waffle on about nonsense. So like for me personally, like I found call center work a lot more bearable because it didn't have that face-to-face aspect. It's like keeping up the appearance is like everything. Like I would still speak to people, like when I worked in the call centers, like I would still speak to people like jolly and stuff. Even if I sat there thinking you're an absolute fucking wanker, I would still talk to them like, "Okay, sir, that's brilliant. Can I just take your registration, please? And I'll get that all sorted for you." Like I would still talk to them like that. I would still be friendly and bubbly, even if they were being an absolute wanker. You know, I used to work for a car hire company, and we would like it was this company that like had company cars, but if their car was off the road for like mechanical or accident repairs and they needed a replacement for their company car, they would hire cars through us. Um so I used to do that, and like we used to have this complaint all the time because like there were some companies, like bearing in mind like a lot of the people for their company cars, they had like Audis, BMWs, Mercedes, stuff like that. But there were like clients that we worked for where the only thing they were allowed on their policy would be, it was what we called a B group, which would basically be something like a Vauxhall Corsa, Ford Fiesta, something like that. Like just a small, not a fancy brand, not high spec or anything. Just literally like, here is a thing that is cheap for your company and gets you from A to B, And I would get customers like fucking ripping me to shreds because they'd be like, "What do you mean you're going to send out a Corsa? A fucking Corsa? Are you serious? I can't turn up to my meetings in a Corsa. No one's going to take me serious in a Corsa." And I would just be like, "I'm really sorry, sir, but as per your company's policy, I am only allowed to authorize a B group vehicle. If you do want to get written authorization for a large group vehicle, I am more than happy to do that for you. But without authorization, the B group is the only thing I can do, I'm afraid." Like I would talk to them like that, like I would still be like friendly and polite, like even if they were like swearing at me and being an absolute dickhead, but like I could be saying that kind of thing while making my rude hand gestures to the phone and stuff, or like mouthing to my colleague next to me like, "This guy's a wanker," and stuff like that. And like I don't know, I in a way that was cathartic enough to like keep me going, like just being able to have like those silent frustrations, like a way to vent those silent frustrations, like that was enough to keep me going in like call center work. Whereas in person, it's do you know what really pissed me off at B&Q, man? Like I did the checkouts right in B&Q, And for anyone that doesn't know, B&Q is like a hardware store in the UK. So they do like building materials, like furniture, homewares, stuff like that. They've got like a range of garden stuff. It's one of those kind of stores, you know. And I did a small stint there. Like I said, I only worked there about 3 months. It was just a temporary summer contract. But I would always get people like when I was due to like close my till, because like I was part-time, so I didn't get breaks or anything. But like if I needed to close my till because it was like the end of my shift or whatever, or like if I really desperately need the toilet or whatever, I would have to close my till. And the amount of times I would be closing my till, and there, oh my god, there's always that man. There's always, every time you're trying to close a till, someone will come up and you'll be like, I'm really sorry, like the till's closed, like I'm serving this last customer, but then till's closed. And they'll be like, oh come on, can't you just serve me as well? I've only got 2 bits. And it's like, no, I'm really sorry, the till's closed. Because what these people don't get is that if you serve just one more customer, there's always one more customer. There's never a final customer. Like there's always, you will serve that one more customer, and then a new customer comes and they're like, oh, this person's still serving. And then you could have the same argument with them, like, I'm sorry, this is the last customer I'm serving, like till's closed. And they're like, oh, can't you just serve me quick? I'm really in a hurry, like, can you just serve me quick? And you'll be like, I'm really sorry, I have to queue up on another till. And like the amount of time, like I had that argument with people every day. And the worst thing was, like, in B&Q, obviously I can't mouth that you're a fucking idiot, you know? I can't make rude hand gestures at you. I can't roll your eyes or anything. I have to be polite, not just in my voice, but, you know, my face, my expression, my body language, everything has to remain professional and polite. And it's fucking exhausting, man. It's actually so fucking exhausting. Yeah, I couldn't hack in person. In-person customer service was so much harder. Honestly, I have so much respect. Like, I'm always friendly and polite to like retail staff and stuff like that. Like even if I like go on a checkout and like the checkout person's like a bit miserable, whatever. I have this argument with my mum all the time, because like we'll be leaving the shop and she'll like mutter something to me. She'll be like, well, he was a bloody ray of sunshine, wasn't he? And I'll just be like, you know what? Like, if I get a member of staff on a checkout that is a bit grumpy with me, or even if he's not grumpy, even if he's just a bit flat, you know, if he's not cheery or whatever, I don't walk out the shop thinking, what a miserable fucker. You know, if I think anything about that person, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, maybe I'm like too much of an empath or something. But if I see someone like that, you know, if I get served by someone like that in a shop, I just think to myself, you know, oh, they must have dealt with some real shit today. Like, oh, they've like something's happened today to put that in their mood, you know, like. That's the kind of way I think of it, you know. If I deal with a retail worker that is like really flat or blunt or whatever, I don't know. My train of thought instantly thinks, you know, like annoying customers have made them feel that way. You know, annoying people previous to me has made that person feel that way. You know, I've never felt negative towards the person themselves for not being a ray of sunshine. I don't know if it's an age thing, because obviously my mum's like in her 60s now, I think. So I don't know if it's like an age thing or what, but yeah, my mum always like takes it like almost personally. My mum's always just like, well, he was a fucking ray of sunshine, wasn't he? And like I normally say to her, I'm normally just like, yeah, well, you never know. Ow, what are you doing? He just bit me. Was I not paying enough attention? I'm sorry. He just gave me a little chomp. But yeah, like I will, when my mum goes off on one like that, like I will normally say to her, like, well, you know, like there weren't many people on, and you know the queues were really big and stuff, so they're probably really stressed and stuff, you know, or like, you know, if we go like later in the day, I'll be like, you know, like maybe it's towards the end of their shift, they're just tired or whatever, you know, like I do normally try and like rationalize it to her and like give her like a different point of view sort of thing, you know. I do try. It falls on deaf ears, but like I try. But yeah, she's always just like, I don't know, like yeah, she does just take it like weirdly personally that like the person wasn't a ray of sunshine or whatever. I've never done that. What? You're so noisy. Are you still hungry? Are you hungry? Want noms? What is the time? How many? Wait, he had. When I woke up, then he had the pouch he didn't finish for a while. Then he had. Okay, you are still due a fifth pouch. Okay, let me. Hang on. Let me give Ginga another pouch. His timing, like I said earlier, his timing is a bit off today because he didn't eat food earlier on in the day until quite late. So his timing is a bit off. But he's acted hungry and he technically hasn't had his 5 pouches today yet, so he can have another feed. I normally try and space it out to like kind of 4 hours ish between feeds. That's kind of what we've been going for. We've kind of been doing like feed every 4 hours. But yeah, I'm not gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna be awake by the time it's been 4 hours since I last fed him. I'm not gonna be awake at that time. So he can have another one now. He's got some emergency kibbles as well, so if he does get hungry again while we're sleeping, he does have emergency kibbles as an option. He won't go hungry even when I'm asleep. Don't worry about that. Is that why you bit me? Is that why you bit me? Like, Mom, pay attention! I'm hungry! It's like, if you won't feed me, I'll eat you. Maybe that's the cat logic. I think that's fair logic. There we go. You're like, I'm starving. You haven't fed me in years. Mum, it's been so long. He's so silly. There's a guy on YouTube that does stories from retail shorts. They're the most accurate stuff ever. Oh, I see this guy. Is it like a guy with long hair? Is it the guy with long? He's got like long dark hair and he's got facial hair. I wonder if it's the same guy. I see that guy on YouTube Shorts and TikTok quite often. I can't remember. Yes, with Tesco. Yes, I know exactly the guy you mean. I know exactly the guy you mean. His skits are fucking brilliant. They're always like so on point as well. That guy is incredible. I can't remember his name for the life of me. He's one of those accounts, like, I don't follow them. He just shows up all the time, you know? I don't actually follow him, but he just, like, always crosses my feed. It's like Craig not... Yeah, something like that, yeah. I saw one he did the other day, and it was this person who was like new to the shift, and he was like, "Come on, and I'll teach you what to do." And they're like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like, there can't be that much to learn. Like, shop staff is like shop work is easy. Like, it's the lazy person's job." And they're just like, "Oh yeah." You think so, and then like cuts to like the end of the shift, and then the manager's like, "Where's the new guy?" And he's just like, "Oh, he's over there." And then the guy's just like huddled and crying in the corner. And then he's like, "Oh no, did he think shop work was easy?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." That guy is brilliant. I love his skits. They're so good. I love the customer service person versus retail worker where they trade jobs for a day. There's this there's a girl on TikTok as well who does like she does like a lot of retail stories like from her own job, but she also like reacts to like retail like based TikToks that like people tag her in and stuff like that. I can't remember her name either, but she's this really sweet northern lass, but she's like really sassy as well, and I love hearing her stories as well. Miggy, like a bitch, I love you. I love you too, hero. I hope you have good sleepies. Do you wanna kiss goodnight? I'll give you a kiss goodnight. Are you here? Are you ready for a kiss? Are you ready for a kiss? I'll give him a kiss even if he's not paying attention. I love you, hero. Have a good sleep. I will try be in a better headspace to actually interact with you tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Happy pet. That cat's so cute. Maggie, make sure you refresh the. No, it's got 24 minutes left. We're okay. We're okay. I think I might know who. Is she the one that does like the Audi backgrounds? I can't remember. No, I'm trying. I can remember the girl, and I can like remember the way she talks. Cause like I'm not very good at like mimicking voices or accents, but she's got that kind of accent where she's like, I don't even know how to mimic it actually. I'm trying to think of something to say. I can't think of something. Oh, it's gonna drive me mad now. Thinking who she is. I wonder if I can find her. How do I search on? Oh god, I haven't been going on TikTok a lot lately. I forgot how it works. Oh, I can't spell. It's Bonnie Madison. It's Bonnie Madison. I think. I don't think that's. I think it's her. All the thumbnails are the person I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her. I'm pretty sure it's Bonnie Madison. But yeah, I like her stories a lot as well. Not Holly Liang, is it? No, I don't recognize Holly Lang. No, it's not them. Do I know them though? Do I know them? Oh no, wait! I do know Holly as well. Though. I just looked up Holly, and I do recognize Holly's. Hollies are also really fucking good. Yeah, Hollies are also really. Holly's actually done some videos with Craig before as well. I love the videos Holly and Craig have done together. They've done some videos together before as well. I've definitely seen Holly and Craig together. Yes, no, that is another good one. It wasn't who I was thinking of, but it is also another very good account. Should she do what you need? I need Badooey! I need Badooey! We couldn't tip our agents, but if you made it past 10 months behind the desk, you'd get 2 mouse mats, one for behind your desk at work, one as a bonus. Little things can make a big difference. New desk chairs for 62 agents, production increased by 7% because they were motivated to do better. Soup in a cantina once a week, twice a week. Little things. Yeah, little stuff like that can honestly make a big difference at work. I remember the call center where I worked the longest was the one where I did the car hire. And I worked there for 8 years. And I remember, like, when I started, like, we had these, like, really shit, horrible chairs and stuff. And at one point, we had these, like, really horrible uniforms as well. We had, like, these really, like, thick but scratchy, like, cotton button-up shirts that everyone hated. And then at one point, we got a new CEO, and he decided that he wanted everything to look like a bit fresher and a bit more modern and stuff. So we ended up getting these really nice, like, moisture wicking material, like, polo shirts for our uniform instead of like the scratchy, horrible like shirts and blouses. We ended up getting these really nice polo shirts instead. And he brought all new chairs for the offices as well. And like they didn't scrimp on the chairs. Like they weren't like super duper high end, like they weren't like Herman Millers or anything like that, but they were decent chairs. You know, they had like the nice mesh like seat backs and stuff. They had like lumbar support and adjustable armrests and stuff like that. Obviously none of them had faulty gas canisters or anything because they were all brand new. And like it genuinely made such a big difference to like your day in the office. Like, and it was nice that like the company recognized the fact that it was worth making the investment for those kind of things. Like, yeah, it wasn't anything that was going to make a physical return on the company's investment as such, sort of thing. You know, they weren't gonna profit extra from buying us new office chairs, but it's something, you know, they valued the employees enough to invest in it, sort of thing. You know, stuff like that can make a big difference in a company. First cleaning company I was with, ICM, for the 5-year bonus. I got a whopping 1-day holiday to use that year. They gave me in November when our holidays reset. What? Oh my god, that's so bad. I've never worked anywhere where I've got a bonus. I've literally never had a job where I got any kind of bonus. I've always just worked like the highest earning job I've had was like 16K. Like I've not worked good jobs. I've always had like jobs that are like the kind of like free not free, like wait, no, 13. Sorry, numbers are hard. Yeah, I've always kind of worked in like the 13 to 16 kind of K mark, and like that was for like a 45-hour like full-time work week as well. It was a lot of work for not enough money. But hey, it paid the bills and got me a house, so I guess you can't complain too much. Same, yeah. The worst thing was the company that I mentioned where I did the hire cars. Like the way the office setup was there, like it was a really weird setup because like the office building that we worked in wasn't actually the car hire company's building. Like we worked in the company car company building. So we were like on site workers. So we worked for a different I don't know how to explain it, but like we worked for a different company in-house at the company that like hired our services, basically. Sort of thing. And it was always really annoying because the company car company, they did do like employee bonuses and stuff like that. But the hire car company that me and my team worked for, we didn't get any kind of bonuses or anything. So it was always annoying because like there was a lot of times where like because on the team we worked in, like on the pod we worked in, we were half and half. So half of us were like the outsourced company and half of us were the in-house company. So half the team got bonuses, half of them didn't. But like because we all saw each other all day, every day, you know, we all wore the same uniform and everything. Like you kind of just felt like one team sort of thing, you know? Like you didn't feel like us and them all the time. But then like bonus season would come around and then like everyone would be asking you like, "Oh, are you happy with your bonus, Megu?" And I'm like, "No. I don't get one." And they're like, "What do you mean you don't get one? Everyone gets one." And I'm like, "No. I'm the hire car, remember?" My hire car company doesn't do bonuses. And then they'd be like, "Oh, that's really shit, isn't it?" And I'm just like, yeah. It feels really bad. And like I would have to like sit there and hear like other people complain, like, "Oh, it's great that we get a bonus and all and stuff, but like it's really fucking annoying. I got taxed 150 quid on my bonus." And like I get it. To a degree, I get it. You know, like tax is annoying. Like everyone wants more money in their pocket, not the tax man's, right? Like, I get it. But at the same time, like, I'm no mathematician, but if you're getting taxed like 150 quid off your bonus, like, that still means you got a pretty hefty bonus, right? Like, you got a pretty healthy bonus. If you've been taxed a high amount on your bonus, that means your bonus was also a high amount, right? Like, I don't like, yeah. Like it was so annoying to like hear people complain about how much they've been taxed, and then it's like, yeah, but your bonus was still like, I don't know, like however much money it was, sort of thing. Because like people would be complaining, like, you know, like, "Oh, it's really nice to get an extra grand in bonus, but I wish they didn't tax 100 quid of it." You know, they would be like complaining like that sort of thing, you know. And I'm just like, at least you got £1,000 to be taxed on. Like, I don't get shit extra, and I've done the same amount of work as you. It was always really annoying. Like, for all intents and purposes, for like most of the year, like you could almost kind of forget you worked for different companies, you know, like because like we were even invited to like we got to go to like the we got to go to like the company car companies like Christmas parties and stuff like that. um you know, if they gave out Easter eggs like and stuff like that, or like little gifts at Christmas time and shit like that, like they would give us them as well as like their employees sort of thing, you know. So for all intents and purposes, for most of the year you did just feel like you all worked for the same place. But yeah, bonus season was always really rough because you would just be suddenly very cruelly reminded that you were not actually the same. Yippee! And it was always just like, oh, it was always so awkward, you know, like when like people would ask you excitedly, like, "Oh, you happy with your bonus, Megan?" It's just like, I don't get one. And then they're always just like, oh, oh, sorry. And you just like see them like cringing and like dying inside. It's like when someone asks like a fat person, like, "Oh, how far gone are you?" Because like they think you're pregnant, and then you're just like, "I'm not pregnant," and they're just like, "Oh." It was kind of like that. It was always that kind of like, "Shit, I've put my foot in it" kind of shock. Oh man, I'd say good times, but it wasn't always good times. It wasn't always bad times, but it wasn't always good times either. I don't know. Now that I've been out of call center work for a while, like I don't know that I could go back to call center work. I don't know. Cause like my last job I had before I became unemployed wasn't call center work. That was working in a personnel office on a Navy base. Um so yeah, that was very different to call center work. That was just like typical kind of office admin, you know, like dealing with real people, dealing with emails and stuff, dealing with other people, you know, your other colleagues in the office and shit. It was more that kind of environment, you know. It wasn't customer facing or anything. So that was a very different environment. And until the point where I had the mental breakdown. And, oh my god, fourth loop! Fourth loop! Let's go! But yeah, up until the point where shit went really wrong with that company, I definitely preferred the environment until like over like call center work and stuff. So I think if I ever do go back into work, like I would definitely rather go into like another office admin job rather than like another call center job, you know? That would definitely be my preference if I did go back to work. I don't know. I don't know that I would want to go back to call center work. Haven't had a taste of non-call center work. I don't know if I would want to go back now. I'm not gonna lie. My mum used to tell people she wasn't pregnant. What was she? 7 months of? Oh, just a. Oh my god, your mum is such a troll. That's evil. That's so fucking evil. It's funny, but it's evil. Oh, it's brilliant. That is so mischievous. That's so good. Oh, I do feel like my brain is shutting down now, chat. I filled my hour quite well, though. We got 10 minutes left on the raid timer. We got 10 minutes left on the raid timer. I think I am going to wrap up here, though. It's 1:45 now. Which is kind of my normal kind of bedtime anyway. I still don't know if Mia's going to be going to bed anytime soon. Probably not. But I think I'm going to wrap up here. Let me have a little look who's around. Do I have anyone? I'm not normally streaming this time at night. So let's see if we got anyone fun around that I can raid. Do we have any people that we don't normally have? Let's have a look. Who we got? Who we got, chat? Who we got? Oh no, my aquarium! No, wait. There you go. Look at your aquarium. I'll put Twitch on a different screen. I'll put Twitch on a different screen. I can't rob you of Fimsh. I can't rob you guys of Fimsh. That would just be cruel. Let's have a look. Who we got? Oh my god, there's loads of people streaming. I'm not normally watching streams this late. Like, there's a lot of people, but not a lot of people I know very well. Do I feel like raiding someone new? I don't know if I feel like raiding someone new. Oh wait, Zane's streaming. I never get to raid Zany. Because Zany's Australian, so the times... Yeah, no, I know... Wait, what time is it for Zany? Because I know, when I see Zany streaming, it's normally when it's kind of like middle, like kind of like early to mid-morning time for me, you know? I normally see her like the kind of like 10 to 11 to midday-ish kind of time. So I'm surprised to see her, but because of the times I normally see her around, I never get a chance to raid her, because obviously that's before I've ever even started streams. So I think we're gonna raid Zany because I've never been able to raid her, and she's good fun. She is a good bean, and she's a lot of fun. Oh, she's playing Subnautica as well. Oh yeah, Subnautica's a great game. I've never played Subnautica personally, because like the kind of like exploration and building aspect of things doesn't really appeal to me. But I've watched Mia play it, and Subnautica is great. Like the story in Subnautica, like the way it all comes together and stuff is really good. I did enjoy watching Mia play Subnautica. The first one, at least. The second one was kind of... I don't know. The second one kind of didn't hit. Me and Mia both got a bit bored of the second one. I can't remember if Mia even finished the second Subnautica. It just didn't hit as good as the first one. But to be fair, the first one was so good. Like, that was such a high bar to set. I don't know how you would have beaten the first one, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to go raid Zany because I I've never had the chance to raid Zany, so I think it'll be fun to raid Zany. So grab a raid message, guys, because I am going to wrap up now because I am getting big EP. But yeah, Zany is really fun. She's a really sweet and fun bean. She's a fizzy pop. She's an orange soda VTuber, and she's really cute. She has a really cute, colourful model. She has lots of bright colours. She's orange themed as well, and orange is my favourite colour. So visually, I love her design a lot. She's really cool. Um, and yeah, she's playing Subnautica. I don't know how long she's been going for, but well, she's been going for like 2 hours. I don't know how much longer she'll be going for, but I think most of my regulars, at least, I think we'll probably all be going to bed pretty soon. But we'll raid her anyway. Pass on some Moo Crew love. So yeah, grab a raid message. You can use the first one if you have a sub here. If you don't have a sub, you can use the second one. If there's anyone new here, if you've enjoyed your time here or anything, you want to follow me anywhere else, you can find all my socials there, including my Blue Sky, my TikTok, my Twitter, my YouTube, everything else. Hi, Lilac. It's nice to see you. I hope you enjoyed your first time here. I hope I see you again sometime. But yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you guys get up to. Good night, EU gang. Happy time zone, anyone who's not EU. I don't really know what my plans are for the weekend. I'm just kind of doing whatever at the moment because real life is kicking my butt. But I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys around sometime. I love you guys. Good night.